Alltel Stadium will be the site of Florida State as they begin defense of that national crowd. The last time on game day in a locker room, they were celebrating. Here they are tonight getting ready for BYU. Bobby Bowden starting his silver anniversary season, and he'll start it with a second-ranked team in the country in the Advantage Pigskin Classic from Jacksonville against the Cougars of Brigham Young. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler, and welcome to our 35th straight year of college football on ABC, a game that should be a dandy. Florida State, not #1, even though they won that title a year ago, but coming in #2. They take on a BYU team that would like to prove something to their coach this year. Lavelle Edwards announced a little over a week ago that his 29th season would be his last. So he'll start it here tonight against an old buddy in Bobby Bowden. My buddy and my partner is Bob Greasy. Bob, we start another season. Florida State won it all, wire to wire last year. There is no more Peter Warwick anymore, though, on this team.
Well, they lost their best player, but they didn't lose their most valuable player, and that's Chris Winkie. And you don't win championships without top quarterbacks. Last year, Chris Winkie led them to the championship. He is back. He wants to come back for one more time. He says, I'm not ready to leave college. He's 21-1 as a starter. He's won 20 straight, and I think this young man wants to lead him back for 2 straight.
Well, as Bobby Bowden said, we wouldn't be ranked this high without Chris Winkie, but he said as soon as he made that announcement, he said, I got back in the game, and I said, I'll see you, and I'll raise you 5. Yeah. That's probably pretty well put for the head coach of the Seminoles of Florida State. The Noles are coming out. John Saunders and Terry Bowden in our Times Square Stadium will be with us when we come back.
Chevy Blazer LT, the only vehicle in its class with OnStar and lots of other security features. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like a rock.
Suddenly, it seems everyone's offering you e-business solutions. But ask them a simple question, like, have they spent the last 5 years pioneering the business-to-business revolution on the web? And see how they react. Dell knows how he works. Visit Dell.com.
Dell business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Our flight's delayed.
Oh, come on. Collect. Yo, hey, kid. Dial 1-800-COLLECT and you'll save Mom at least $1 or $2.
Save $1 or $2?
Oh, she'll love that. Only if she likes saving money. Don't forget.
Forget? For a collect call, dial 1-800-COLLECT.
I have 5 words for you.
You're cute. You're coming with us.
What's going on? Wow. Let's ride. 1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 70,000-mile Futuras are 4 for $169. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
Hey, Tim. Does this look like a hex nut to you?
Need expert advice? All-wheel alignment now just $34.88. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
And welcome to the bright lights of New York City and our brand new home on ABC's College Football. It is Times Square Stadium. John Saunders alongside Terry Bowden. You never knew you'd be this big on Broadway.
I want the game to get started. I'm going outside to watch it on the Jumbotron with my new friends outside.
8 million of your favorite new friends. Earlier today, Kansas State ranked #9 going up against Iowa. For Bill Snyder, a tough day. He gets the win, but he loses punt returner and tailback David Allen. Watch here as he moves to his right. His leg gets pinned, doesn't return.
Big blow for Kansas State if they lose him very long. He's their best tailback, the nation's very best punt returner.
For Kansas State, they get the win in the game, but Jonathan Beasley had an up-and-down day.
Had big numbers, but still too inconsistent. Threw 2 interceptions and fumbled a pitch out.
They get the victory. What do we look for tonight from Florida State BYU?
2 exciting offenses, but too much speed on defense. They'll get after that new quarterback for BYU.
All right, we will see you at halftime. Right now, let's take you out to Brad Nessler.
All right, John and Terry, thank you. Back for the Pigskin Classic. This was moments ago. Dave Lumley, the president and CEO of EAS, part of the coin toss with Bill Limonier, our referee. Florida State won the toss and deferred. BYU will get it first. Let's check in with the third man on our team, Lynn Swan. Swanee.
Thank you very much, Brad. Coach Edwards, you announced your retirement. This is your first game of a season. Does it change your feeling, your approach coming into this ball game?
Not really. Not this early. I'm sure it may be later on, but right now I'm so excited about this game and playing down here and playing Florida State. Our players are, so haven't really thought much about it.
You've been the underdog in some other big ball games. You upset Miami, the Hurricanes in '91. What do you have to do tonight to upset Florida State?
Well, we got to play very well, obviously. An opening game, you never know what's going to happen. And play well, and then not give them big plays if we can help it. And then certainly we've got to be able to move the football. And if we get some pass protection, I think we'll have a good chance of moving the ball.
Coach, you've earned our respect. Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. Florida State's got it teed up. Matt Munyon, a redshirt freshman kicker. There is no Sebastian Janikowski anymore. You wonder if Florida State knows how to cover a kick.
That's good.
Mike Rugel is the deep man at the goal line for BYU. And there's Brett Engelman waiting his chance. His first start at quarterback is moments away. So the ABC college football season is at hand, and we are underway in Jacksonville. Rugel, 2 yards deep, will bring it out. Got a little crease. It closed in a hurry as he tumbles forward to about the 17-yard line. And you take a look at the advantage. Starting lineups. The big uns up front in front of Engelman. Skukanik is the center. Whiting and Valgaardson the guards. Reichert and Archibald the tackles. Jonathan Pittman, Margin Hooks is their big play man. Ofa Hengawi, their returning tight end. And here's the backfield. Luke Staley back off an injury. They're very high on him. Kalani Sataki coming off a broken leg. And Brett Engelman. Got to have some butterflies right now when you're going against a Florida State defense. He'll take his first snap as a starter from the 18-yard line.
It's been 5 years since Engelman started the game. That's way back in high school.
He's going to throw on first down, and he's going long. Got a man out there, just overshot Margin Hooks. Well, they went for it all on the first play. Defensively for Florida State, here's how the Noles look up front. There's been some injuries. Alonzo Jackson in there for David Warren. Reynolds a normal starter. Woods and Emmanuel trying to take over for the great ones they had at tackle a year ago. Kendall Pope, a true freshman, starts in there for Thomas Polley tonight. Jennings and Allen are the other two backers. This secondary is a tough one. Great corners in Cleavon Thomas and Tay Cody. Pope and Gibson are the safety.
BYU went right after those corners first play. They know how to beat Florida State, and you've got to make big plays outside.
Two tight ends set here for the Cougars on 2nd and 10. Engelman has time across the middle, in and out of the hands of his tight end, and almost intercepted. Ofa Hengawi got his hands on it, and Bradley Jennings just throttled him.
When you're a big underdog on the road, as BYU is, and this is kind of a road game for them and a home game for FSU here in Jacksonville, good things have to happen to you early in the ball game. From behind the quarterback, the tight end from the left side should have caught that football right there. He's lucky that it wasn't intercepted.
So it brings up 3rd and long. Hooks and Horton, the wideouts from the 18. And it's Horton in motion to the top of your screen. Engelman goes short over the middle. He's got his man Staley on the run out of the backfield. And he got out to the 22-yard line, picked up 5 or 6, but it's going to be punting time on the opening series, 3 and out for the Cougars.
Not a bad series for Engelman. He put the ball on the money 2 of the 3 times.
Aaron Edmonds now is going to have to drop back inside his own 10-yard line. Junior college punter at Ricks College a year ago.
Look for Florida State to go after this one.
They got everybody up. Anquan Bolden is back in punt return formation, but they're bringing the heat. He got it away, end-over-end kick, and Bolden will have a chance from the 41. Bolden across midfield and down to the 45-yard line of BYU. 15-yard return of a 38-yard kick. BYU saying they have the ball, but the officials differ.
Great field position. Florida State inside the 50-yard line.
Here's the advantage. Starting lineup for Florida State. The big uns, Moon at center, Duhart and Allen. The guards, Williams and Thomas, the tackles. 3 wideouts in Morgan, Minnis, and Anquan Bolden, who just returned that punt. McCray, back after an injured season a year ago, will lead the way for Travis Minor. And in his 3rd starting year at quarterback, number 16, Chris Winkie.
Looks for Florida State to come out with a no-huddle offense and a hurry-up offense.
So they start in BYU territory, just outside the 45. Winkie, pump fake, wants to go long for Minnis. And he stretches out and almost had it at the 5. Danny Phillips, nice job, stayed right there with him.
Both teams come out throwing the ball deep down the field on the corners. Good coverage by Phillips. Phillips is new to the program at BYU. He's a junior college transfer. Just came up. Winkie in the pocket, little pump, little out and up, but Phillips, the cornerback, was right there with him.
Now on the ground, pickup of maybe 2 for Travis Minor. Defensively for BYU, they're strong against the run, and they're tough up front because of these guys. Olsen and Hoke inside, Nolly and Denny are the defensive ends. The linebackers are big. Anna, Poultry, and Kelly, secondary suspect, as Bob said, especially Phillips and Staley on the corners, with Lee and Smith the safeties. And here comes the throw, and it's Minnis with a first down, and he stretches inside the 30 to the 29. Tyson Smith made the tackle, but now you hear not Booze, but Snoop. That's Snoop Minnis on the reception.
He got that from his mother when he was a kid. He used to snoop around the house, get his nose into everything, so she started calling, "You're snooping."
Was snooping around inside the 30 for a first down. Florida State with a no huddle. And Winkie, whoa boy, did he get level. He took a knee because he thought he drew off Chris Hoke.
Come on now.
And the officials jump in there. Again, it's a Big Ten officiating crew. Bill Lemonnier will gather his troops and then come out of there with a call for us.
While they're talking, well, we'll get the call.
Personal foul on the Cougars.
What happens is they jump off sides. Moon, the center, snaps the ball automatically. If he pulls anybody offside, the key is to snap the ball. And then the quarterback takes a knee, and the defensive lineman just didn't see it.
They say Chris Hoke's one of the...
Dead ball foul, personal foul on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
They say off the field Chris Hoke may be the nicest guy on the BYU team, but I don't think Chris Winkie thinks so right now.
And on the field, he is relentless. One of their top defenders.
So it's a first down in the red zone already for Florida State. After the punt return by Bolden, the penalty, and the first down, they've got it at the 16-yard line. Minor hitting the backfield, going to lose yardage way back near the 20. Satima Nolly, their junior defensive captain, made first contact, and then he got some help from his friend.
Jared Lee, the free safety who led this team in tackles last year, came up to help and finish him off.
So a second and long situation. And from the shotgun is Winkie. Fires in and out of the hands of Minnis again at the 10-yard line. That one just a little bit high, and it skips off his fingertips. Chris Winkie, Bob Greasy talked about, the 28-year-old quarterback, has lost about 20 pounds, and he looks at 21-1 as a starter. The lone loss to North Carolina State. The first time Bobby Bowden's had a 3-year starter in Florida State history. That alone is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Winkie on a roll. On third and long. Pumps and waits. Running out of time, and real estate throws back across his body. Touchdown! Got Morgan. I'll make it Javon Walker in the corner.
See, I think he realizes right now that he shouldn't have thrown that football.
That one looked like Montana to Dwight Clark.
Yes, exactly. And I think he got lucky. I don't think Montana to Clark was luck, but I think Chris will admit that this one hung up there a little bit more, and he shouldn't have thrown it.
19-yard touchdown. And the extra point is up and wide. And there's that kicker, Munyon. As we said, nothing's easy right now for Florida State with their special teams. This one probably should have never been put up there, but Chris Winkie will take it. back across his body, and Walker goes high for the touchdown.
Hey, Shannon, I'll give you 2 shots in this hole. You already had an advantage. You're right. I had one earlier. So are you going to tell me what your advantage is? Sure, it's a right balance of protein and carbs. What is? My advantage. I'm the one who needs an advantage. I know. Very funny. So how can I get an advantage? Have you tried buying it?
Convenient, great-tasting advantage from EAS. Smart nutrition for active people.
At first, it looks like an ordinary piece of paper. But then, we place a sesame seed bun right in the middle. We add 1/4 pound of beef heaven, then cheese, pickles, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. Then slowly, we wrap. Oh yeah, that is one lucky piece of paper. Got the urge?
Living a tough life. Better use a tough oil. Valvoline DuraBlend, the one strengthened with synthetics to outperform all leading conventional motor oils. Valvoline DuraBlend, tough oil for a long, tough life.
20 years now. Where'd they go?
Need help with those?
I can do it.
20 years. I don't know.
I mean, you just caught an etch. It happens.
I sit and I wonder sometimes.
Year after year, it's good to have someone you can depend on. Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
A case of mistaken identity turns 2 strangers into the best of friends. Phil Hartman and Sinbad. House Guest, ABC Sunday at 7, 6 Central.
On that 46-yard scoring drive, Chris Wenke converted a 3rd and 8 and a 3rd and 14. The last one was a touchdown toss to Javon Walker, their big junior college transfer, who they said is the biggest and the strongest and maybe one of the fastest. And he went airborne to pull that thing down to the back of the end zone. So Munyon, who missed the extra points, got it teed up 6-0. Florida State in front. Shorter kick. Rogel's got a run up on it at the 8-yard line. Straight up the middle, got out near the 25.
Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown. Let's go ahead and run it. We can stop it right here. See the 3. This one falls down. Here's another white shirt, and this white shirt. I'm sure what Chris was trying to do, Winky, was throw it to the back of the end zone where only his guy could catch it, or throw it out of bounds. Sometimes you get lucky.
Swanee, there was sure a pileup down there on the field.
Well, when Chris Winky ran to the sideline by a BYU player, and then Winky fell right into Coach Lavelle Edwards. Edwards went down hard. He was a little dazed. They were looking at his left knee, but he's up. He's on the. I don't think anything will get Lavelle Edwards off the field for this ball game.
Wow, he hadn't taken a shot like that in a while.
He took a pretty good shot.
First down for the Cougars from their own 25. Engelman pump fakes one way, wants to throw back a screen the other to Staley, and FSU had that smelled out. Flags fly in at the end. Holly, the linebacker, coming off the injury, and on the stop.
That'll be a lineman downfield, I would think.
And that is the call. So that'll back things up. Lavelle talked with us about having to come all the way across the Mississippi for this neutral site game.
Yeah, it really is. He sold me on that. He said he convinced me that Jacksonville is halfway between Tallahassee and Provo. That's after I challenged him to an 18-hole round of golf to determine the winner of this game.
Lavelle, over his years, has been known as one of the top golfers in the football coaching profession. Bobby said he'd have me all over the place out on the golf course.
I see Lavelle every March down at the Doral Ryder Open. He plays as in the member guest. Down there, he is a good golfer. One of the better golfers among the coaching ranks.
In that pileup on that screen pass, Luke Staley, the starting sophomore tailback, went down, was shaken up.
Got him.
And they can ill afford to lose him. Right now, single setback is the fullback, Kalani Sitake. complete. Dropped in his tracks is Mike Ruggill. That Florida State secondary, Chris Hope is right there.
For the game solutions, BYU offensively, the quarterback has got to make big plays. So far, he's gotten off to a nice start, but he's got to make plays to beat this defense. Defensively, for Florida State, pressure and confuse the quarterbacks. That's been their MO. That's been their way they play defense ever since Mickey Andrews took over. Aggressive, get after the quarterbacks.
So here's another 3rd and long situation. We'll see Engelman from the gun on 3rd down and 8 from the 27. Stands tall in the pocket and rifles it in and out of the hands. There's going to be a pass interference here on Cleavon Thomas, I think. Playing through the man to the ball. Jonathan Pittman was the intended receiver.
I think you got a good call there, partner. I'm impressed with Engelman so far, standing in the pocket under the heat, throwing the ball.
Pass interference. Defense. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Man on man. Just going to go down, run a little curl inside. The ball is there on time. He's just good tight coverage, and he just got to him a little bit before the ball got there.
So the Cougars get their initial first down by penalty and a little more room to breathe at their own 40-yard line.
All 6 of the Cougar plays have been pass plays.
Staley's back in there now, flanking Engelman in the gun. First down from the 40, and contact made at the line of scrimmage. Chris Woods with the push, and let's see if this one goes against the Seminoles.
Prior to the snap, encroachment with contact, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Back-to-back penalties against the Noles. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, Brad and Bob, I agree. Engelman looks good standing tall like a giant oak in the pocket. And one of the reasons is that Florida State's defensive line linebackers have not been able to put any real pressure. And as you know, that was one of the concerns of Mickey Andrews. He said, we're not sure we can get enough heat with just our front 4. So we might have to start bringing some people. So I look for Florida State to start bringing a little bit more in terms of a blitz against this passing team.
And you can see Mickey Andrews was not happy.
Not at all.
High snap, and now it's a draw play. And a run out near midfield. And that's Sataki, and he's just a little bit shy of the first down, it appears. Bradley Jennings in on the tackle.
Missing.
Second down and about a foot.
Missing on that Florida State defensive interior as the ball is way high, and Engelman does a nice job just to catch it. The 2 defensive tackles, Corey Simon, Jerry Johnson, those 2 guys inside are no longer there. A little battle going outside.
Ooh, Margin Hooks and Cleavon Thomas, and Margin lost his headgear.
Yeah. Thomas in. All right, come on, bring it on. And Hooks is the outstanding receiver coming in on this team. He is the one guy FSU wants to stop.
Second and less than a yard. Play fake. Maybe they want it all right here. Deep out, but nobody home. Flags down. They may call holding on Florida State. Sataki saying that Brian Allen wouldn't let him out in his pattern. Let's see if he's got a complaint. Flag thrown at about the 40. And there it is, holding defense. Those 2 got all tangled up about 15 yards downfield.
Holding, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Watch right here. They're trying to hit the back on a little swing out of the backfield. And as he comes out, right here is where the holding occurs, right there. He grabs him. Engelman holds it as long as he can and then throws the ball. Here it is from the low angle. Brian Allen on the hold. He knew what was coming. Yep. He said, I'll take the hold instead of a touchdown.
So 3 defensive penalties, another first down by penalty. Engelman comes up throwing, Sataki complete. And it's the same 2 guys out there as Brian Allen made the tackle, a pickup of about 5. We talked about Brett Engelman making his first start. He told us yesterday he was not intimidated by his first collegiate start.
You have to have confidence. You have to play with a little swagger. It's important to leave that on the field. But when you're out there, you're the man, you know, and there's nobody that's going to stop you, and that's how you have to see it.
I said to Lavelle Edwards, Coach, your quarterback looks confident. He says, yeah, he's sitting there in a sweatsuit in that dark room. Let's see how he looks when he gets his helmet on tomorrow.
Yeah, but Lavelle knew This kid looks pretty good.
2nd and 5. He drops to throw again over the middle, in and out of the hands of Bradley Jennings, trying to pick it off from his linebacker position. Brett Engelman. There's his brother-in-law. There's his beautiful sister. And boy, does she get the short end of that deal. Larry King and Brett's sister.
I'll vote for that. I know Larry. I'll agree with that.
Well, he said the family of 5 was basically split up so much. He said that my sister's so much older than me, it's more like my aunt. My 2 brothers more like uncles. And then he's the youngest of the family. And at 22, making his first start after his LDS mission. So he's not a young quarterback either, but he is experience-wise. 3rd and 5. Staley's hitting the backfield, spins away, flags are down, he goes down, may have lost a yard. David Warren got the first hit on, but again a penalty marker in the neutral zone here. We'll wait to see. Illegal procedure against the Cougars.
This is an area where Lavelle may go for it on 4th down, depending on what Florida State does with this penalty. If they take the yardage, it'll still be 3rd down. If he decline it, it'll be 4th and 5.
6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Didn't have 7 on the line of scrimmage that time.
4th down.
It is 4th down. Now this would be about a 52-yard field goal attempt by Potchman. He's an excellent kicker. But they're going to bring out their punter and play it safe, play field position. Florida State's thinking fake punt right here.
They have nobody back.
You can see every Seminole is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
They call that the safe punt. That's nobody go back. Just make sure they don't do a trick on us.
Edmonds trying to head it to the sideline. Are they going to get there? Touchback. Almost. They got within about 2 feet of covering that down inside the 1-yard line. Probably should have had it. Edmonds thinks they should have as well. The defending national champions leading BYU 6-0.
I want the boneless buffalo wings.
We got the boneless buffalo wings.
Leave out the bone.
Who needs them?
Boneless buffalo wings. Only at Chili's. Boneless buffalo wings. He's upside down. This one has to go to class.
Some children imagine that their father is the most powerful man in the world. Wonder where they got that idea. The 300-horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevrolet.
To catch America's most wanted, the FBI has enlisted the services of America's most confused.
No, yes, well, it depends on what you...
On September 15th, Jamie Foxx is plugged in.
Put him on the street, make it known he knows where the gold is. I guarantee that our gold thief will show up.
And turned on.
How's your headache, though? What headache?
Date.
Put the thing on my face.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Rated R. Starts September 15th.
We argue all the time as to who has the better lawn, and really, Scott's does it for all 3 of us.
Now, during the summer, my grass takes a beating. What the grass needs is turf builder. It pumps it up, it rejuvenates it.
You've got to feed it.
Fall is the best time of year to put down Scott's turf builder.
Welcome back to the Advantage Pigskin Classic. Florida State and Brigham Young from Alltel Stadium, Jacksonville, Florida. And it's the defending champs 6, BYU nothing. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew with you as we start another season of college football. Good start so far. BYU looked like they had something going. A lot of their yardage has come by penalty against the Knowles defense. But Florida State has 1 touchdown. Chris Wenke to Javon Walker, 19-yard toss. And now they take over and work from their own 20-yard line.
Florida State has not huddled on the field offensively yet tonight.
4 wideouts for Wenke. Chris has a look over the middle. Menace again. Another first down. And Snoop is out to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 15.
Oh, I got you. Behind the quarterback, take a look at what Wenke looks at from the right side. Little slant coming in. Could have thrown a little bit more to the inside, but completion nonetheless.
quickly. They come up throwing again. Anquan Bolden showing some of those moves that people believe will make him like Pete Orr. Here's the Dell Game Solutions,
Well,
Bob.
Florida State offensively, they like this up-tempo offense. It creates confusion with the defense and doesn't allow them to do a lot of things. Defensively, well, they got to get after Winky. I mean, their strength is their defensive line and linebackers, not their defensive backs. And so let's don't cover him. Let's rush him and get him on the ground.
Second in the yard. Winky flush from the pocket. Pump fakes. Again, throws on the run that way and throws this one away.
Good play by Chris. Smart play. Keep it alive. I was impressed with him yesterday when we talked to him. We talked to him for 3 years, and each year he's, he's 28 years old, so you expect him to be mature, but he came back for the right reasons. It wasn't, he thought he could play better. He wasn't going to quit while he was ahead just because everybody said you should quit.
3rd down and 1. They have a pass formation in there, and they're going to call timeout. So Winky will come over to the sideline. 7 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A 3rd and 1 for the Noles when we come back.
This little guy here is the Malaysian elephant cricket. There are only 4 left in the entire world.
Let's do some more Game Solutions.
A little closer so that we can hear
Oh, hell. I love those things.
Beautiful meeting.
I love those things.
We're having fun anyway.
Just a little closer.
Any possibility of now we'll wait. Never mind.
We get the shot?
I was thinking
that won't fill you up and never let you down.
What'd you do?
Make it a Bud Light.
Looking for some Disney magic? National Car Rental knows the best place to go.
Good.
The 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland Park. And as the official car rental company of Disneyland Resort in California, National gets you on the road and to the park fast. For a family experience you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to the 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland with National Car Rental.
National Car Rental presents Drive for the National Championship. In 1999, Bobby Bowden led his Florida State Seminoles into Death Valley to battle his son Tommy and the Clemson Tigers in what was called the Bowden Bowl. Trailing in the 3rd quarter, Seminole quarterback Chris Winky found Ron Dugans for a 22-yard gain, setting up the go-ahead field goal. Bobby Bowden got his 300 victory on the road to a perfect season and the national championship. This year's national champion will be crowned in the title game of the Bowl Championship Series.
It's a world you only think you know. Now the whole story, deep inside one of the nation's leading hospitals. Hopkins 24/7, Wednesday, then Thursday.
Back for the Advantage Pigskin Classic. Florida State leading by 6 with 7:49 to go in the first quarter. And Marcus Outson is in at quarterback right now in a 3rd and short. We saw this a lot of times last year for Florida State. The toss to Travis Minor, trying to sweep it. Can BYU shred it out? They can. And they drop him for a loss.
Good defense by the Cougars to string that out to the sideline. Josh Lowe was the guy at the end of the line that strung it out. Kelly came up and made the play. You would think that Florida State would have the speed to get around, but nobody chopped anybody down. There was no hose for the running back to turn it up.
So Cottrell to punt. Veteran punter inside his own 30.
Okay, man.
It's a beauty of a kick. Regal's going to field it at the 13. Got away from 2 and across the 20. About a 10-yard return. So BYU trailing by 6 will have the football back. Reminder, coming up Monday night at ABC Sports Primetime event, Tiger Woods. If he's not too tired after what he's done the last 3 days, goes against one of the PGA Tour's rising stars, Sergio Garcia. It's the Lincoln Financial Group battle at Bighorn. Woods versus Garcia, Monday Night Live at 8, 5 Pacific, right here on ABC.
Primetime golf.
Tiger's tearing it up again this week.
Unbelievable. That guy is something else.
Engelman drops to throw, stumbles a bit, fires low, but that is incomplete. Hooks tried to make a diving catch and couldn't.
first time that Florida State really got somebody in his face when he was throwing the football.
Chris Wenke talking to Mark Richt upstairs on the headset. Outson, who came in on that 3rd and short. They did that a lot last year, especially down near the goal line, and they told us that we would see Outson in several snaps because they want to get him some reps. It's his 5th year as a senior as well, so he's going to play some this year. 2nd down and 10. 2 tight end group for the Cougars. Engelman, had one of those tight ends open. Ofa Hengawi had a step on the linebacker.
He did, and this was a ball that could have been completed. From the right side of your screen right here, he's going to be coming across the formation. Number 91. Oh, if he can just get that one. He got a little running room. Of course, we're looking downfield, and Engelman's throwing around all these hands and faces and all these hot breath that's yelling at him.
So another 3rd down and 10 situation. Engelman 4 out of 9 so far on the night. He'll work from the shotgun. Stands and waits. His safety valve out in the flat. Found a man, Stearns, and Stearns trying to weave for a first down, but he won't get there. Got out to about the 30, about 3 yards short of the first down marker. I tell you what, Brent Engelman is hanging in there with the pocket collapsing on him, and he finally found a guy, even though it was short of the first down.
He's 5 of 10 now. The offense has not moved a lot, but he is putting the ball on the seam. Look at that, moving around in the pocket, making something happen, keeping it alive, and that's what a quarterback's got to do, make plays.
Again, the Noles have 10 up as Aaron Edmonds is set to punt again. Trying to keep it away from Bolden to the near side, and this is going to be a pretty good kick with the roll. Down it goes inside the 30. So that's where Florida State will take over offensively with the 6-point lead. The Advantage Pigskin Classic on ABC Sports, brought to you by Advantage Nutritional Products. Smart nutrition for active people. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. Dell, providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. And Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Beautiful look at the St. Johns River here just outside Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. Penalty marker down as Florida State was about to come up to the ball at the 30-yard line.
That's an illegal substitution, I believe.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution on the offense. 12 men lined up for a snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's one too many.
Yeah, it is, and that's we had a meeting the other day with Dave Perry, the head of the officials, and they will go over some of the rules. That was not an intent to deceive, but some of the teams that try and have too many players in the huddle, they're cutting back on that this year.
So that backs the Noles up on a 1st and 15 now. Here's a swing pass. That's a lateral. It's a double pass. It's not going to be, though. Davey Ford finally does throw, and it's almost intercepted. He probably should have pulled that down and kept it. Josh Lowe almost had himself an interception. Davey Ford, junior tailback, was determined to throw that football.
He is. He's going to try and get it to the receiver right here. He's going to go out here. The throw will be backwards. Watch as the throw is backwards. Davey Ford and the receiver right there takes off downfield, and good coverage. Try to get the ball to Morgan. Good coverage by the corners.
2nd and 15. Here's a guy to put the hands to it. Walker, who has the touchdown, and he's back to the original line of scrimmage at the 30. Jared Lee, defensive captain, made the stop.
Florida State lost 3 top wide receivers. Peter Warwick was drafted in the 1st round, Dugan's in the 3rd, and also Lavernius Coles. But they've got 5 or 6 guys to fill in for those guys. A lot of talent.
Got 3 of them out there right now for Wenke on 3rd and 10. Chris waits, got hit as he threw and finds his man, Atruz Bell. And he rings out to the 48-yard line. He's going to enjoy that because he's a Jacksonville native. And he's got a first down for the Seminoles.
Very impressive Wenke right there. His first 2 guys were covered. Knew he had some time. Now watch Wenke in the pocket. 21 is Kelly, a linebacker. Got time, got time. Now he knows it's running out. This is his third outlet right here.
Nice little comeback by Bell to get the first down out at the 48-yard line. Wanky fires the out. And a penalty marker down at the end of the play. Pass completed to the 46. Flag was dropped right at the line of scrimmage. And the second time we've seen that call tonight. An eligible man downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. A receiver was covered by the wideout. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's a good call by that official.
Few mistakes, Swanee, so far.
Well, a few mistakes, but you were talking about Peter Warwick, and you can't replace that kind of talent or what he did. But what you can do, and as Winky did last year when he was missing those couple of ball games, is spread the ball around, read better, and then take advantage more of what the defense gives you.
Travis Minor gets across midfield near the 49-yard line. And you know exactly what Lynn Swan was just talking about. When you talk about Dugans and Warwick, there's their numbers just from last year on the left side.
There you go.
And coming into the season, all 6 of those receivers or potential receivers Bob talked about, there were their numbers.
Yeah.
There's some big shoes to fill.
The talent is there.
And here is a guy that they obviously are going to get the ball to. Javon Walker, that's his 3rd catch of the night. He has the only touchdown of the evening so far. Big, strong, and fast. People kind of say Randy Moss when they talk about Walker a little bit.
Walker is one of only 2 junior college players that were added to the roster this year by Florida State. And this kid can play.
Quite a target. He's got another first down at the 39. Wanky throws to the near side. And that's his other favorite target tonight. Minnis. And that's Snoop's 3rd catch of the night.
Bob and Brad, you were talking about the weakness of the BYU corners, and all these corners on the outside have been playing 10 yards off the outside receiver. I think it just took Florida State a couple of series to realize that they had a great opportunity to nickel and dime this defense moving down the field. Now all they're asking their wide receivers to do is to go down, drive them back about 5, hook it up, and Winky is finding the open receiver, which is any guy on the outside if they're just hooking it up and moving the chains down the field.
Yep, you know, Danny Phillips is sitting out there right now saying, you know, it wasn't like this at Cerritos Junior College.
Yeah. They lost both their starting corners from last year, and then also another corner that was supposed to be there was suspended for school for a semester. So these junior college, 2 junior college corners came in. Staley, number 19, is a strong safety who is playing a corner out there this evening.
Wanky has looked impressive so far. 8 out of 11, 100. And the 19-yard touchdown, and he's got Florida State another first down at the 29 of Brigham Young. 4:32 remaining first quarter. I formation this time, and just a straight pitch to Travis Minor. Broke a tackle, got to the 25. Nifty little run, and a pickup of 5. Bobby Bowden very seldom points out an individual player, but when he came in and gathered his troops this year after getting the national championship, he says, you know, here's Travis Minor, came out of Louisiana as one of the highly touted running backs in the country. He could have gone any place and maybe had 1,500 yards a season, but he plays team football, and that's what I'd like to see with this entire squad. Here he comes again. Broke a tackle, weaves his way to a first down, it appears.
Mark Richt was talking about Minor the other day. He says, I love this kid. Not only can he run, but he can block on pass protection on linebackers, and he can catch the football out of the backfield. And they're going to play these other backs behind him too, Ford and Cheney. They like this kid Jones, a true freshman.
Travis numbers from a year ago, 2nd team All-ACC with those 815 yards, and he's coming wide. This time bottled up, short gain, maybe a yard, run out of bounds. Lee and Hoke are over there to knock him out.
This defense was pretty good in the Mountain West Conference last year. Ranked 2nd in the conference, 1st against the run.
Well, that front 7's pretty stout. Jeff Chaney in at tailback now. Wearing number 1 this year for you Knoll fans who are looking for a different numero on the back of his jersey. Wanky changes things up on a 2nd down and 8. 10th play of the drive. Chris looks left, comes back right, and a little bit high. Had a man open. It was Robert Morgan.
Didn't gather his feet. He looked to the left, as you said, and then came back to his right and had time, but just didn't take the time. That's, you know, first game of the year.
Well, he's converted some 3rd and long so far in this first quarter. And he's got a 3rd and 8 again.
Got him, Billy.
In fact, he's perfect on 3rd down. 3 for 3. Play action right down the middle. Incomplete. Nice hit at the 5, and now flag flies in. Tyson Smith, I thought he had pretty good coverage, but apparently got too much of Robert Morgan. And that's going to be automatic first down.
Yeah, this was close. He'll be coming in from the left side on a little bit of a slant.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
had him hooked with that right arm.
Yeah.
Pass interference. Defense. Spot foul. First down.
And so it's 1st and goal. The football just touching the 5-yard line.
You know, for all of the offense that Lavelle is known for, he has always had good defenses. He knows the value of defense.
McCray, the up man, the fullback in the eye, the toss to Cheney. Cuts back. Got near the 2. Jared Lee again came up from his secondary spot along with Isaac Kelly, the linebacker. Florida State again without a huddle.
This offensive line is missing 2 of their players, Bannon and Carmichael, but they say it could be one of the best offensive lines in school history.
2nd and goal. Winky drops to throw. Going to go to the corner. Touchdown! Andrews Bell. A guy that needed more tickets than anybody on the Seminole team for all his relatives and friends has got to be happy in his hometown. A 3-yard touchdown catch. Matt Munyon missed his first extra point. The butterflies are out of the way, and he nails this one.
Well, as quarterbacks, you love to see this. You're licking your chops. You got single coverage out here on the outside. Nobody's out there to help you. You got one of your wide receivers against a strong safety that is forced to play outside because of lack of talent and some injuries.
And you look at Winky. He's looking down the field, straight down the field. He gets his read, plants, as you were talking about, Bob. Good feet, makes a good throw. But watch the receiver, the good plant and cut, turns his head. Andrews Bell, who played in Jacksonville before, had all of his relatives here, never made a catch, and he's praying and giving thanks because now he's satisfied the hometown folks.
Has he ever? Out of Jacksonville Lee High School, where he was a star quarterback there. And there's Florida State star quarterback, already 2 more touchdowns to his resume. That's 48 for his career.
What an impressive game he had in the Sugar Bowl in the championship game against Virginia Tech, throwing for over 300 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and just leading that team back. And every time Virginia Tech would come back, they'd go on and just move away from them.
You saw the scoring drive, 70 yards, 12 plays, 326 is what it took Bobby Bowden's troops to put it in the end zone again. So Munyon to kick. Mike Rogel again back deep near the goal line for the Cougars. This is going to be a very, very important series coming up for BYU. They can't let this thing get away too early. Munyon's kick. Rogel at the 9 on the run. Cuts back to the left. Only got to about the 18-yard line. A little shoving after the play. That's where the Cougars will go to work. Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos will go to work against Kurt Warner, the Super Bowl champion Rams. Join Al Michaels and company for the season premiere of Monday Night Football. That's Labor Day, September 4th at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And there's the 2 quarterbacks And yeah, there's one named Greasy there getting ready to start for the Broncos.
I try and call him up about once every 2 weeks and try to give him some of my knowledge, and he says, Dad, step aside. The game is passed you by.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to hear that.
I know you're going to be out at that game.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
That should be a good one to start off another season of ABC's Monday Night Football. So now it's the Cougars from their own 18. And hit from behind, fumble, and Florida State. It's still scooting around. Who's got it? I think the Cougars may have gotten back on the bottom. The officials trying to unpile bodies. Jamal Reynolds with the hit. The ball went all the way to the end zone. And it's a safety.
Yeah, that's just too much speed on the outside. The defensive end, Jamal Reynolds, right here. Watch as he just runs around Reichert to left tackle. He hardly is touched. Engelman has no idea that there's any problems behind him.
Engelman never had a chance.
If you're a left tackle, this is why they talk about having good left tackles if your quarterback's a right-handed quarterback, because that's the blind side. And Reynolds just came around. 7 sacks on the year last year. That's a turnover. Credit Jamal Reynolds for this one.
Reynolds with the forced fumble. He led this team, or was the returning sack leader, I should say, with 7. That one forced the football out and gives Florida State another 2 points, 15-0 now. So before the free kick, we've got a little bit of a question for our viewers tonight. Who should be the #1 team in the country? Nebraska is the consensus #1 in the polls, but should last year's champion be a preseason #1? Log on to bcsfootball.com to vote, and we'll let you know the results of your vote coming up in the 4th quarter of tonight's game. So Bobby Bowden's team's got a 15-point lead, and the free kick is going to be by Potchman. They will not punt it. He'll kick it off.
That one play right there, Brad, just signifies the difference in these two teams. The speed of Florida State and the strength and power of BYU. Yep. But the speed killed that time.
Back deep, Nick Maddox and Anquan Bolden. Potchman got a nice leg on this thing. Maddox at the 10-yard line. Comes up the sideline across the 30. And a nice return out to about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. Now the Seminole fans are here in full force, as you might guess, as they've come over from Tallahassee to watch the defending national champs open their season. And they've got to be happy with what they've seen so far, especially of Chris Wenke. 2 touchdowns already, 9 of 13.
No surprises for the offense of FSU. I mean, they've just hit on every... They haven't huddled yet. They want to hurry up and get this thing over with.
Play fake by Wenke and throws on the roll. Got it out to Robert Morgan. Morgan, nice cutback and got to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Enna made the stop. Chris Wenke, we talked to him about his decision to come back as a 27-year-old last year, now 28.
Being 27 years old, it's time for me to move on. But in my mind, I felt like there was room for improvement. I wanted to come back and be a senior on this football team. I wanted to graduate, and I wanted an opportunity to defend the national championship.
He's got that opportunity. He's making the most of it in game 1, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he is.
Boy, is he a general on the field. Look at him.
Well, he knows what he's doing now. This is the 3rd year in the system. He spent 6 years right out of high school playing minor league baseball, and then came to Florida State. He was a highly touted quarterback in high school. Now this is his 4th year at Florida State, and his 3rd year starting.
Here's the draw play, inside handoff. Travis Minor inside the 45, down near the 43, pick up about 6. Holtree, the outside linebacker, made the stop. Travis Minor often compared to Warwick Dunn, who preceded him. They played at the same high school. In fact, he used to wear Warwick Dunn's number in high school, number 28, changed to 23 to kind of get his own identity at Florida State. But, you know, Warwick Dunn didn't get that many carries when he was here either, but he averaged about 10 yards a pop. That always helps your numbers. 2nd and 4. Travis giving some ground and giving up too much. Nice play to stay with it by Isaac Kelly, the linebacker. Loss of 9.
Tell you what, the toss plays, Florida State has not gotten no yards going wide. This defensive line and linebackers are huge. The linebackers all average about 250 pounds. But they can run.
Here's where the Cougars really have to make a play. 3rd down has been owned by Winky, and it's 3rd and 13.
Look out.
Got rid of it just as he was hit. Satima Nali hit him in the back as he let go, and finally they do stop a 3rd down conversion.
Whenever you roll out like that as a quarterback and you get way out there, number 9 is Nolly. He's going to chase him down. So when you get out there, you got to believe that maybe somebody from the backside is coming. So don't take too long to get rid of it.
Keith Cottrell to punt. Only the 2nd punt of the night for the Noles. In the waning moments here, the 1st quarter. Florida State 15-0. High kick. Fair catch taken at the 15-yard line. These two teams have played before the Pigskin Classic 9 years ago in Anaheim. Bobby and Lavelle went at it there. It was a battle of Heisman candidates. Remember Casey Weldon? A couple of touchdown passes. That one to Eric Terrell. And he outdueled Ty Detmer as Florida State won. Casey Weldon was named the MVP of that game.
I'll tell you what, though, that man has coached some pretty good quarterbacks at BYU.
I guess a long, long list that will show you as the game goes on. They've only passed for about 52 miles while he's been the head coach.
Charlie Peterson is in there now, the 2nd string quarterback. They said good play this evening.
Charlie's first toss, little slip screen to the outside margin. Hooks. And Hooks gets away out across the 30, a 1st down and a pickup of 15. First time they've run that play tonight, and they did it very well.
What that tells you is any quarterback that goes to this system at BYU with Lavelle is going to come out doing the right thing. Little slip screen to the left side here. Nice play.
Peterson Jr. out of South Jordan, Utah. And he has very, very limited experience as well. The handoff. Sataki, the fullback, and he takes it to about the 34-yard line. ABC Sports presentation of the Advantage Pigskin Classic will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Chevy Blazer LT, the only vehicle in its class with OnStar and lots of other security features. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like our rock.
What is it? It's called a latte. Think of it. Gourmet coffee on every corner. People paying 50 cents a cup. Let's start a company. Sorry, man.
Ever missed a great opportunity? Here's a chance to redeem yourself. Until September 5th, buy or lease a Lexus for unbelievable values. The Lexus Golden Opportunity. Don't let this one pass you by.
So you're from Seattle, huh?
Yeah. While there, see the new IS at your Lexus dealer.
Hi, I'm David Oda. What's sexy now? Style experts reveal how to keep your looks hot. And the best deals on last-minute summer vacations. All of that Monday morning.
Back for the start of the second quarter. The Advantage Pigskin Classic from Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. Defending champion Florida State leading 15-0 as we start a fresh 15 here of quarter number 2. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us for the start of our college football season on ABC. Peterson, play action, getting some pressure, trying to get rid of it, and threw it away. Got a lot of heat from Alonzo Jackson, the defensive end. Take a look at the statistics in the first quarter, as you might expect, all Florida State.
BYU hasn't converted a third down yet, 0 of 3.
And their first downs, for the most part, came from Florida State penalties, did the Cougars. Brian Allen, you saw there, the defensive captain, the leader of that defense.
It's good to
Florida
see him
State
back out there. He has been bothered by a sprained ankle. Said he wanted to play, and it seems like he's moving freely out there.
He checks out on 3rd and 6. And the Cougars from the gun, both wideouts to the top of your screen. Flags are down as Peterson delivers a strike. And it's going to be a first down to Pittman, depending on the penalty marker. Tate Cody, the man that made the stop.
There's no foul on the play.
Pick that one up. It'll be a first down toss. Our game summary. The first quarter, Chris Winkie on a pass that he probably shouldn't have thrown, but he threw up a prayer, and Javon Walker answered it for him in the back of the end zone. They missed the extra point. Then it was Atruz Bell from 3 yards out. Then the hit by Reynolds. The ball was loose. It scooted to the end zone. It was a safety for the Noles, and that's where we stand right now, 15-0. But BYU's got a little something working here.
Yeah.
Peterson, 3-step drop, hit as he throws, almost intercepted by Cleavon Thomas. Had he held it, he would have been gone.
Yep.
There's a penalty marker down. Jamal Reynolds got all of Peterson. I don't know if it's going to be a hold or a late hit. It's a holding call on BYU.
Peterson was looking that way the whole time, and Thomas is a 4th-year senior, and he saw that one coming.
Charlie last year played a little bit in the Motor City Bowl. Other than that, not much statistics for him a season back. Out of South Jordan, Utah, as we mentioned. He had a 6-yard rush against Utah State. That's about the only thing you can dig up statistically for him last year, because Kevin Federick was their 3-year quarterback, who they had to replace, a 3-year starter who threw for 25 touchdowns and over 3,500 yards. So these two young fellas had to come in and battled all the way through camp to see who would start. Engelman did. We knew we'd see them both, and now Brett's saying, hurry up.
Yeah, Lance Reynolds, the offensive coordinator, said we would see Peterson probably the beginning of the second quarter, and we have.
And as Engelman was saying, hurry up, you're running out of time, they took a timeout instead.
You passed on that internet stock and that lakefront property. Well, now, during the Chrysler 2000 final clearance, you can make up for it with our biggest cash allowances of the year on new 2000 models. Up to a $3,000 cash allowance on Chrysler minivans. Or you can get over $4,000 in cash and finance savings. Hey, you passed on that chain of coffee houses, so get to the Chrysler 2000 final clearance, only at your Chrysler dealer.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
What?
It's funny how you always come down here to clean it up, and then it never gets clean. I just can't figure it out.
Quick, give me
a Bud Light. She still can't figure it out.
Yeah, all right.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
At first, it looks like an ordinary piece of paper. But then, we place a sesame seed bun right in the middle. We add 1/4 pound of beef heaven, then cheese, pickles, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. Then slowly, we wrap. Oh yeah, that is one lucky piece of paper. Got the urge?
Here, come on, man, let's go. Let's go. Here, baby, let's go. Let's go.
Alabama, UCLA, or BYU, Virginia, next Saturday on ABC.
Here's our Aflac trivia question for tonight. Who are the Heisman Trophy winners from these two respective schools, Florida State and BYU? Think it over, and we'll give you the answer a little bit later on this quarter. Stearns, the single setback. 3 wideouts for Charlie Peterson on a 1st and 20 for Brigham Young. Short throw incomplete, intended for Ben Horton, and Kevin Emanuel, I think, got a big mid up there in the way to get a piece of that one. Swanee?
Well, Brad, you know, as we get into the second half of the second quarter of the ball game in the second half, conditioning is a factor. And George Curtis, who is a trainer for BYU, was talking to a player, talking about conditioning and getting ready for the heat, and the former player said, pickle juice. He said, if you drink pickle juice, it'll help you with dehydration and keep you going to the ball game. And as he was telling the team about this, and believe me, the team believes this because this was full. They drank a gallon of this before the game began, and I got a little bit more to tell you after this play.
I'd be dead already because I wouldn't drink that stuff. 2nd and 20, Peterson in a pickle. Across the field, incomplete.
Well, Brad, just to follow up, a friend of the trainers, George Curtis, heard the story. And he said, and you know Brigham Young is known for the genealogy school and all the records he had, he said he was reading the journal of his great-great-grandmother, and in her journal dated 1912, she writes that she gave her husband pickle juice after he came in from the field because he had cramp. So there's some historic evidence that pickle juice will help you with dehydration.
Oh, man.
I bet pickle juice is good. You know, my wife pours it on gardenia bushes, and our gardenia bush goes great.
And they never get cramps.
No, you never get cramps.
3rd and 20, loose ball. Peterson got back on top of it, and Brigham Young's going to have to kick this one away. That was a disastrous series there.
That was the worst series. That's a bad snap. 2 poor snaps in the shotgun by Sukanik, the center.
So Edmonds will have to punt again near his own 10-yard line. And all night long, Florida State has put 10 guys up to try to pressure the BYU punter.
The first time they tried to block it, the second time they had a return on from this look.
Bolden's a dangerous return man if he gets his hands on it. And he should have a chance at this one. Anquan from the 37 on the run. To midfield. Bolden almost into BYU territory, about a guy away from taking off with that thing. A 17-yard punt return for Anquan Bolden. And Florida State in BYU territory with a 15-point lead when we come back.
Yeah, like I could ever get in that kind of shape. Well, you know what? I can. In fact, that is me. I started using EAS nutritional supplements and followed their simple plan. Combines nutrition and exercise. And 8 weeks later, here I am. Wow, look at me.
Get the EAS advantage.
Now it's your turn.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
With
With our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, Quadra-Drive, Jeep Grand Cherokee goes where you could encounter anything. So we tested for anything.
Florida State at the 46-yard line of BYU after Bolden's punt return, so they're right back on the plus side of the 50 with a 15-point lead. 4 wideouts for Chris Wenke from the shotgun. BYU thinking about bringing some pressure. They back out of it. Wenke has it hit in the air and incomplete. Knocked down. And one of the very few incompletions for Chris Wenke so far in this football game. And there's what he's done, 11 of 17. Couple of touchdown passes, one to Walker, one to Atruz Bell. Shaken up on that last play, Jimmy Betham, one of the defensive tackles, and they're helping him off. And Hans Olsen will come back in, the normal starter, to take his spot.
Florida State is average starting field position is almost the 40-yard line, whereas BYU is their own 20. So BYU is not getting any breaks on the field position.
Wenke, nice play fake, sets up, wants it all. Deep ball, threw it too far in front of Snoop Minnis. Pretty good coverage out there. Danny Phillips had a busy night so far. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
So this is one he felt like. Here's the blitz. They're all coming, and watch down the middle as I'm trying to do this quickly because they're at the line of scrimmage. Top of your screen. Look at him, single coverage down here. It's all this in here in the field. Those are the types you like to lay up a little bit more. Pull him to the center of the field. Just make sure he catches it.
3rd and 10. Wenke, quick slant, got it to Bolden. I don't know if he got the first down or not. A little bit short, it appears. Might be about a half-yard short of the first.
These hurry-up offenses, it's tough to get anything done in between plays.
You haven't had a chance to sit down yet, have you?
No.
So it is 4th and short, and the Noles will go for it.
Got him, Billy.
McCray, the fullback, Minor, the tail. See if Wenke just leans forward. Nope, he's going to throw it. And completes it to Bolden. First down. Talk about having confidence in your quarterback. 4th down and a yard.
You're a passing team, so you get confidence. You just go out and throw it. Doesn't hurt to be up 15-0.
That's true. That's pitch and catch.
Yeah, pitch and catch. Nice stop route by Bolden on the outside. If one of those defensive linemen could have got their hands up, though, they could have knocked that down.
First down at the BYU 27. Again, play action. Wenke steps up in the pocket. Now he shows that he's lost that weight. He's going to take off on the run. First down and a bunch more. He probably wouldn't have gotten there that fast last year. A 21-yard scramble by Wenke.
The whole side of the field opens up to our right side. Everybody goes into the center. There is nobody out to the right side. Lee, number 9, has to get over to run him out of bounds. You're right. He lost 20 pounds. You know, he gained some weight the year before because of the neck injury.
Right.
And he wanted to get stronger to protect himself. And this year he's been healthy, and he says, I want to be lighter. I want to move better. I want to get my feet work, my footwork, get some good quickness. So he lost some weight, and he's moving a lot better.
They huddle for one of the very few times on the night on a 1st and goal at the 6. Here's a toss, an end around. Bell with the lead blocker, his quarterback, touchdown. The bell rings again. Atruz on an end around from 6. Can't draw it up any better than that, Bob.
Well, and the guy that may have drawn that one up is Bobby Bowden. He told us yesterday, he says, I don't feel as much stress anymore because I'm not calling the plays. And I said, well, you calling a few, aren't you? He said, yeah, I like to call those gadget plays, those gimmick plays. So he likes the reverses and the double passes.
Matt Munyon, extra point is up and good. So the fella who grew up here, played his high school ball in Jacksonville, is a star so far tonight. This is his 2nd trip to the end zone.
With some of the most advanced safety systems ever engineered into a 4x4, including quadra-drive, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, and a quick response steering system. It's no wonder Jeep Grand Cherokee is one of the safest ways to cross treacherous terrain.
You know those late fees your bank charges? Maybe they're not your fault after all. Just to be sure, Discover Card lets you pay your bill online. So take control. And remember, there's always something more to discover.
Great resume. What else you got?
I want my baby back, chili baby back ribs, yeah, yeah, barbecue sauce.
Blonde Magazine says Whipped is a riotous romp through dating hell.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Stone says Amanda Peet is primed to explode.
Who's your daddy?
Whipped.
I think that was the most you ever asked me about myself.
Rated R. Starts Friday, September 1st.
Back in the Advantage Pigskin Classic in Jacksonville, Florida State now 22-0 over BYU. 46-yard scoring drive. On a 4th and 1, they threw to Bolden. And then when they got down to the 6 after the scramble by Winky, it was Atruz-Bell on the end around. You can bet some tired Cougar defenders right now chasing around all that speed on the Florida State offense.
And it is hot out here. Florida State obviously is much more used to it.
Munyon kick to Rigel at the 5. And he's cut down as a flag flies at about the 22-yard line. Illegal block on the return.
You run a reverse on the 5-yard line, and this is what you're looking for right here. Here's the reverse. This guy coming back. Now, the way you stop it, these guys on this side over here have to stop the reverse. Watch the guys at the top. These two right here, watch them come running. They don't see it. I think Bobby's the only one to call the reverse on the 5-yard line going in.
And then Atruz-Bell gets a wonderful look at the ball here. He's got great blocking out front. You talk about replacing Peter Warwick. You don't replace the individual, but with good decisions and the freedom that Winky has to make those decisions, you can replace him by committee. They've gotten the ball to 5 different receivers so far in this ball game, Bob, Brett.
Yep, they're mixing it up well. Here comes Staley trying to get to the corner, and the corner is a hard spot to get to against any Seminole defense. Gene June, captain of the special teams, and a backup linebacker in there to make the stop. Defensively, Florida State has shown the strength and speed of their defense. The hit in the secondary, that great secondary that they have, the quarterbacks that were made to feel the pain when they got rid of it, and then on that last play, stretching out Staley for a loss of almost 2.
This defense led the ACC in 7 of the 8 defensive categories last year. A lot of those guys aren't around. We got some injuries here, some young guys in the defensive line, so some guys are hurt. Young guys have to step up.
BYU's run 21 plays. They have 23 yards. Now they've run 22 plays and have 23 yards to show for it. Brigham Young quarterbacks, we said that they'd be inexperienced coming in. I thought Engelman handled himself rather well to start with. Peterson completed his first pass, but there's their numbers so far.
Now look at the bottom. 11 hits, 11 knockdowns, and 1 sack. Now that's not a lot of sacks, but that's what Mickey Andrews wants to do. I don't care who the quarterback is, whether it's a veteran, an All-American, or whoever it is, they want to knock him down.
And Luke Staley, their top runner, just limped off again. He missed the last 3 games of last season due to injury, and all of those were BYU losses.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite look like he knows where he is right now.
He had surgery on his shoulder and his knee in the offseason, lost some weight.
What happened? They're asking him what happened, and I don't think he's got an answer right now, so far anyway. He got hit after the incomplete pass right in the head by Bradley Jennings. who was covering on the play. So McDonald takes his spot on a 3rd and long. Peterson lofts one, and it's caught by his tight end. What a catch by Ofa Hengawi, the veteran tight end.
That was the 4th time they had 3rd and 10 or more, and the first time they've converted it. Look from behind the quarterback. Tight end to the left side of your screen, number 91, straight up the field. The defensive man doesn't see it. Now you got to be an actor. Number 91, the tight end, got to be a good actor. Don't show it's coming too soon, and then when it gets there, just get your hands up there and catch it. Good throw and catch.
First down out to the 34-yard line. Stearns now in at the tailback spot that normally would be Staley.
I love that view from the end zone.
That was pretty. Peterson, short drop, long pass, intended for Hooks, and incomplete. Covering out there was Tay Cody. Coming up tomorrow, Joe Paterno and his Penn State Nittany Lions take on a returning quarterback at USC named Carson Palmer. That's from Giant Stadium. ABC's College Football presents the Kickoff Classic tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. And Joe Paterno this season, of course, is chasing the bear. He's 7 short of that magical number as he goes into that game tomorrow. And Keith Jackson and Tim Brand will bring you all the action.
Oh, Nelly, I'm going to tell you it's going to be a good one.
Oh, that should be something.
Yes, sir.
2nd down and 10.
Looking forward to seeing Carson Palmer.
Almost intercepted by Cody. They picked on him a moment ago, and that one he almost took to the barn. Margin Hooks again, their intended receiver, and Peterson's giving him an earful.
Tay Cody read the quarterback's eyes all the way. And with that ball, if it had been a spiral, he may have caught it.
Peterson gave Hooks an earful and now huddles him up at the 34-yard line with a 3rd and 10.
Sometimes the receiver has to read the coverage. The quarterback's got to be on the same page. Obviously, there they weren't.
They've been in 3rd and long all night long. Peterson trying to buy himself some time, throws off his back foot, completes it. Brian McDonald trying to do something with it. He maybe got 2 yards. Gene June ran him down, and it's punting time again for the Cougars with 10:46. Clock running down in the 2nd quarter.
Just good defensive coverage. Nobody was covered open on the initial. Peterson looked downfield, scrambled around, and by that time, nobody was open.
So the busy punter, Aaron Edmonds, set to kick away. Last time, Anquan Bolden took it 17 yards right back in the Cougar territory, and he might have an opportunity to do so again. Floats the punt down to the 21. Bolden to about the 31. 10-yard return. Good kick. Well, earlier we asked you our Aflac trivia question. 2 Heisman Trophy winners from Florida State and BYU. Ty Detmer. We cheated a little bit. We showed you Ty Detmer in our tease tonight as he won the Heisman Trophy in '90. And then Charlie Ward, starting point guard for the New York Knicks, won it in '93 for Florida State. And Ty just underwent surgery on his Achilles as he was having a great preseason with the Cleveland Browns, and we wish him a speedy and healthy return. At the 31-yard line. Flags fly.
Has a Heisman Trophy winner ever gone undrafted in the NFL draft?
See, that could have been our other Aflac trivia question. You should have waited. You know, we got Florida State again.
We'll be back.
Ball start. Offense.
Well, maybe we'll do that again.
Yeah.
Still first down.
We'll see if anybody was listening.
That's right. They're working in the truck on that one right now. 6th penalty against Florida State, and it backs him up to the 26-yard line. Todd Williams came out of his stance, it appeared, on the right side of that line. Wenke's got him regrouped. There's the penalty situation. Wenke throws out, got a man open, underthrew Minnis a little bit, but he makes a nice diving catch and a pickup again of about 15. You know, they talk about Minnis, and they list Snoop at about 185 pounds in the media guide. Chris Wenke told us if he's sopping wet, he maybe weighs 160.
Single coverage. That's a nice catch there.
Yeah, very nice.
All in the throne a little bit.
Draw play this time.
You see the coverage on that last play against Minnis. The Staley just playing off of him. Just way off of them. You do that to these receivers, they'll throw in front of you all day.
All the completions to wide receivers so far. None to the backs. They don't throw to the tight ends much. In fact, very seldom have a tight end in there.
Cut him, Billy.
3rd down and 4.
They don't throw to anybody else unless they have to.
Exactly.
And they got 4 wide receivers in there, so there's a pretty good chance that a receiver's going to catch the ball.
High snap in the gun. Winky handles it. It's got another one to a wide receiver. Walker's going to have a first down out at the 43-yard line. Darius Wilson drives him back, but his forward progress had plenty for the first down. Boy, he's a big target, Bob.
He is, and like I said, he's new this year. He picked up the system pretty quickly. From the pocket, little pressure. Ken Schmidt, defensive coordinator, said we're going to do some things differently, maybe do a little zone blitz to try and put some pressure. They got the pressure, but Chris got the ball away.
Winky got heat again. Got it completed again.
Nicely done.
Down at the 45-yard line this time to Tallman Gardner.
And a man in his face. Chris knew where he wanted to go, saw that he was open, and just threw it and then took the hit.
Got a man down. I think it's Tarlos Thomas, the left tackle for Florida State. Big senior All-American, preseason All-American candidate down at the 35-yard line. And we will check in on Tarlos in just a moment, try to get word on his injury. 8:47 remaining in the half. ABC Sports presentation of the Advantage Pigskin Classic, brought to you by Advantage Nutritional Products. Smart nutrition for active people. Chrysler. Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. And Holiday Inn, who gives you more, and more is better. Jacksonville on a pretty night, as Bob said, a little bit muggy tonight, but the weather has held up. We had pretty heavy showers in here late last night. And they've got Tarlos Thomas up, and he appears to be okay. How about BYU's side, Swanee? What are they looking at injury-wise?
Well, Luke Staley was helped off the sideline, as you recall, and he did get his head rung a little bit, his bell rung a little bit. They're going to probably take him in at halftime and evaluate him there. But their sophomore defensive lineman, number 74, Jimmy Beetham, has got a nice pack on his left knee and is on crutches. They'll take him in, evaluate the knee just to find out exactly what's wrong with it. But they anticipate that he will not be back in the second half, and they're losing depth on that defensive line.
Are they ever? So first down at the 45. Winky. Inside handoff to Travis Minor. Broke a tackle or two, got about 4. Travis kind of weaving his way for his yardage. And there's Chris Hoke. And Swanee was talking about the lack of depth on their defensive line. They can't lose him, too. That might be an equipment problem more than anything else as he trots off in a hurry. You got to do everything in a hurry, as Bob said, against this Florida State offense going no huddle. 2nd and 6.
There's a blitz.
Walker complete, short of the first down. Those corners just have to give those wide receivers of Florida State all that room.
They do. And they're playing off, and they're just hitting everything in front of them, either a stop or a quick out or a slant. Florida State does not huddle. They just go back, line up at their positions. Winky will call the formation to the right, to the wide side of the field. Strength to the wide side of the field. And then they'll call the play at the line.
They do bring in a tight end, Sprague, here. And up the middle is the fullback, McCray. And they are going to love to see that because the big fella goes all the way down to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 11.
This hurry-up offense, this thing, is easy for the offense to do. And what it does to the defense, it doesn't allow them to get in a huddle and talk about the defense they want to play. It forces every defensive player to look over to get the defensive call.
So first down on the run to the 25 by the Florida State fullback. And now back to the air they go. In and out of the hands of Minnis. He was thinking where he was going and didn't take the football with him with 6 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first half of the Advantage Pigskin Classic at Alltel Stadium. 22-0. Florida State leads it as Chris Winky has thrown 2 touchdown passes. One to Walker, one to Bell. Atruz has taken a reverse in from 6 yards out for the score, and the defense has added a safety. That's where we stand at 22-0 for the defending national champs. Wenke, play fake, throwing the out. Nice stretch by Bell to make the catch. Boy, is the kid putting on a show. Pickup of 12.
Well, he's got his choice of receivers. Any one of these receivers are open on the outside against the corner. Look at the corners, the top and the bottom of the screen. They're both playing off. Now they're inching up. Here comes a blitz.
First down at the 14. Wenke throws it near side. Bell, the intended receiver, incomplete. Had single coverage over there with Dustin Staley. That'll bring up second down.
Bob, Brad, pregame warm-up, Mark Rick looked at the cornerbacks, and he didn't think they were very good at really catching the ball. I'm surprised that Wenke isn't putting the ball in position for his guys just to go up for it, because he's got to have confidence he can out-jump these small cornerbacks and make the catch.
Up the middle they go to McCray again, and every time a fullback handles it, it seems to be productive for Florida State and seems to surprise BYU's interior guys a little bit, as McCray got a nice carry again.
3rd and 2.
And Florida State changes up bodies, and they've got Walker out there, the big guy at 6'3" to the top of your screen. Minnis and Morgan to the near side on a 3rd and 4.
Here they come. Here they come.
Wenke pump fakes. That was too much time, and Nolly got him from the backside.
So when you see that, you got to throw it quickly.
Nolly came around Donald Heaven, who was in there for Tarlos Thomas, Bob.
Well, they're coming right here, and you can see them because the tight coverage out here tips you off. These guys are coming, and the end is going to be free because the tackle slides down. You protect the most inside guys. Yeah.
So Matt Munyon's going to have a field goal attempt of 34 yards.
Okay, we're done.
And missed it to the left. And that's going to be one of
those years for Bobby.
Well, it could be. He's had wide right too many times. He had Sebastian Janikowski, and now he's missed an extra point and a field goal so far tonight.
Looking for some Disney magic? National Car Rental knows the best place to go. The 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland Park. And as the official car rental company of Disneyland Resort in California, National gets you on the road and to the park fast. For a family experience you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to the 45 years of magic celebration at Disneyland with National Car Rental.
Is it cool to smoke? Over 100 BYU athletes are involved in the Buff Don't Puff program.
Ready? Go. Come on, guys. I'm waiting, man.
We tell the kids, if you want to be strong and healthy, don't take tobacco. You can tell yourself, I will never take tobacco into my life. That means he's pledged to be tobacco-free. Good job. Remember, Buff Don't Puff. Okay, let's go.
As America's population has grown over the last 2 decades, there's been a 16% decline in the number of physicians trained in the U.S. So Florida State University is building America's first medical school in a generation, training physicians for a growing elderly population and doctors who go out of their way to care for small town and inner city America, meeting a world of needs, making a world of difference at Florida State University.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Bowl Championship Series on ABC.
Let's go!
Florida State leading 22-0 with 5 minutes 30 seconds remaining in the half. BYU, after the missed field goal, will work from the 20, and Peterson falls down on his way back to set up in the pocket, and that's going to be a loss of about 6, which BYU does not need at this point. Matt Munyon's missed an extra point, then he hit a couple, and he's missed a 34-yard field goal. You look back over the years, Scott Bentley in the Orange Bowl, a kick Florida State had to have against Nebraska, and he knocked it through. Then you talk about Sebastian Janikowski and what he did to this program the last couple of years, booming kickoffs and accuracy that made him a #1 draft choice of the Oakland Raiders. And Bobby Bowden has said it's going to be quite a year for our kickers unless somebody comes to the forefront. And so far, they've had all kinds of problems in preseason.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah.
Two good kickers after having some poor kickers. In fact, Janikowski voted in our little magazine, our little book, the best kicker all time in college football.
Well, those two guys are the top 2 scorers all time in the ACC. And you can see almost carbon copies as far as how many points they put up. And Brett Cimarelli is highly regarded for Florida State, but a true freshman, and he kicked so much that he suffered a groin pull. And Bobby Bowden told him, you know, you're going to have to.
He said, you're out here by yourself.
That's right.
I don't have a kicking coach. He says, you're over here by yourself. You got to know how much you can kick and how much when to rest.
So there could be 2 or 3 guys trying to fill Janikowski's spikes over the course of the year. Peterson throws on the run, got his tight end again across the 40. Tavita Ofengawi, and he's got another first down.
Good play by Peterson, moving around, giving him some time to move around down there. From behind, everybody's covered. I got some time. Slide out. Nice throw. That's not an easy throw to make right there. You got to square your shoulders up and throw back to the middle of the field.
Ofengawi's catches both were on 3rd down and long, and you talk about a guy that should know the system. He's been around since the 80s, I think, playing out there.
He's got 4 kids.
He's his wife and 4 kids.
He's 26 years old. He's almost as old as Winky.
Peterson got some pressure and got knocked down as he let go of that one. Jamal Reynolds again let him know he was there. BYU would love to get anything out of this drive before halftime, you can bet. So the Cougars with a 2nd and 10 now, just outside their own 43-yard line. With 3:42 remaining in the half. 3 wide out set. Stearns and Snowden a dual backfield. Here comes a blitz. Down goes Peterson. Malcolm Tatum, one of their special teams aces, in there as an extra DB, and he had a clear shot at the quarterback.
Quarterback making his, he's not starting, but Peterson. Look down here. You got to, whenever you got a bump from the short side of the field, you got to watch that corner on that side. You got a clear shot at the quarterback. Anytime that you're on the short side of the field, there's a bump on the corner, you got to just check him to make sure that he's not coming, because nobody's going to see him.
Tell you where the bump is right now is on Charlie Peterson's chin. That's a pretty good hit.
Yeah.
Back at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 20 now. Again, the pressure coming. Peterson gets away. He's going to try to pick up what he can on the run. And now laterals it. Got it to Sataki, and they got it to the 49-yard line. They're only about 4 yards short of the first down.
It's a heads-up move,
yes,
just trying to make the first down. They're going to be about 4 or 5 yards short.
Totally legal play. Sataki was trailing the play, and Peterson tossed it out there. Sataki got a couple more, almost to midfield. They bring in Edmonds, though, to punt. And this time, Florida State not with 10 men up there. Going to try to get a return for Anquan Bolden. They're going to try to keep it out of his hands as the kick goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line. That's where Florida State will go to work, leading 22-0 as we send it to our guys at Times Square Stadium. John and Terry. Gentlemen.
All right, Brad, thanks a lot. And coming up on Valvoline Halftime 2000, one thing you have plenty of early in the season, Terry, questions.
Well, shoot, I'm a TV analyst. I'm never wrong, John. Stick around at halftime. I'll give you all the right answers.
Plus, we'll have a preview of the Kickoff Classic. It's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 2000.
All right, guys, you're looking good in that new stadium. I like that.
Terry's got all the answers. I'll tune in for that. He's an old coach. He's a coach. He's not on the sideline anymore. He's sitting in a TV booth second-guessing everybody.
He's been undefeated for 2 years.
That's right.
Here's the inside handoff. Florida State not getting anything there. Jeff Chaney couldn't find any room. Hans Olsen in on the stop.
What Bobby, somebody said, Tommy's got one on you. He invited a bunch of the writers to come over to his house. He said, Bobby, all the years you've been coaching, you never did that. He says, oh, yeah. He says, I heard of that. What is it, Terry?
Terry did it at Auburn.
Terry tried that. Look where it got him.
Well, I'm sure there was some good barbecue down at Clemson, though, for Tommy. He was going to have a pretty good team. They're picked second in the ACC behind Florida State and gave the Noles a scare last year when Daddy met son. Here's Cheney giving some ground on the outside. Oh, made a sandwich of him at the 15-yard line. Ryan Denny, Brett Kiesel on the stop. And we're down near a minute. Florida State would just like to use some clock, head to the locker room with a 22-0 lead, and regroup and get some fluids. You know, both teams are going to be spending a lot of time doing that at halftime. Well, Edwards does not get shut out often, but this half looks like it's going to be a shutout. In fact, you got to go back about 25 years to find the last time that they did not score points in a game. Long way to go, though. Still have the second half. The final 30 seconds here of the first half. Cheney again. And 25 seconds remaining as Justin Enna makes the hit.
Take a look at Hans Olsen. That's a famous name, defensive tackle. He is the nephew of Merlin. Played against Merlin a few years. We'll be taking a look at Hans Olsen a little bit, maybe in the second half.
I tell you what, I've met
He's a character.
a lot of young characters that I've run into in this business. I don't think I've ever laughed harder than spending time with him yesterday.
Yeah,
so.
he was good. He was fun. Told us about growing up on the farm and some of the boredom that he had and what he did
to avoid that boredom. He's quite a kid. Big fella and a good player. 295, almost 300 pounds, he told me yesterday, on a 6'4" frame. Got 23 seconds left now with a timeout called. And let's check in with Swanee with Coach Bowden.
Well, Coach, the team seems to be handling pretty good, the 22-point lead. What are you looking at that you like? And tell me also something that maybe you don't like.
Well, I right off the bat don't like the consistency of our offense. It kind of looks like we can do whatever we want to do, but we ain't doing nothing, you know. And then, but our defense is playing better. If we could stop the 3rd and long, we've let them off. But they made a couple of great 3rd and 25 plays and scrambled real good. It's going about like I expected, except I thought our offense might be scoring more, and I thought they would be scoring on our defense.
How about Winky's performance often? He looks very calm in the pocket, making good decisions.
Well, he is calm, and we're giving him a lot of work, but he is a calm individual, and I think you see it right now.
What changes will you make for the second half?
Just try to execute better. I'm disappointed in our running game. But yet, you know, when a team gets tired and they don't rush the passer, it's hard to run the ball, and I think that's what's happening up in there. I'm a little disappointed where we're running right now.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy.
All seems to make sense when you hear him say it, doesn't
it? He's a perfectionist, too. I mean,
yep.
The offense, you're winning the game 22-0, and you still want more points. And what he's talking about is the offense is moving the ball but not converting those drives into touchdowns.
Saw Chris Wenke's numbers. Impressive first half for him. Couple touchdown throws. At the 37, BYU still got a few ticks left to play with. Trying to throw a crossing pattern to their fullback, and Sataki just flat dropped it.
Ball could have thrown a little bit better. He could have had it up a little higher.
Be interesting now if we're going to see Peterson or Engelman in the second half for BYU. Maybe both again.
Well, we were told that they'd both play a quarter in the first half, and then they'd see who had maybe had a hot hand or who they felt best about going in the second. I think we're going to see 2 quarterbacks out of BYU for the first 2 or 3 games.
Don't forget halftime 2000, the Valvoline halftime 2000 with John and Terry. We're about 11 seconds away. Peterson again flush to his left. I think we're going to have a holding call. He's intercepted. Picked off by Hudson. Hudson, the linebacker, coming the other way. Breaks the tackle, and he's all the way to the 25-yard line. 28-yard return to expire the half. Peterson trying to force one after he got some pressure, Bob.
Hudson's the top right of your screen, number 42. Makes a nice play on the ball right there. He's the backup middle linebacker. And he didn't think he was going to play much this year, but he's playing a lot tonight and doing a good job of it.
Holding on the offense.
That penalty's declined.
They declined a penalty that'll end the half. So the interception will stay, as the score will remain the same. Halftime 22-0 as we go to Times Square Stadium. Our guys at the Valvoline halftime, John and Terry.
From Lavelle, but I think Chris Winkie has outplayed
it. But the total yardage, all Seminoles, and most of the first downs for BYU, quite frankly, came on Florida State defensive penalties. So Bobby Bowden's team leading 22-0 as we head into quarter number 3 against his old buddy Lavelle Edwards. Nick Maddox is going to drop back with Jeff Cheney as Florida State will have the football first. Remember, they won the toss and deferred, so they'll get their hands on it to start this third quarter. Pottsman's kick. Good one. And good enough that Florida State will have to work from the 20 is number 20. Nick Maddox makes the grab in the end zone. Here's how the first half went. Chris Winkie rolling out, getting a lot of pressure, throws back in a ball that Bob still thinks he was trying to throw away, but Javon Walker says, I'll take it for a touchdown. And it was Winkie. The quick out, 3-yard touchdown to Atruz Bell. Jamal Reynolds hits Engelman from behind. The ball squirts to the end zone, and Florida State had a safety. And then on the reverse, Atruz Bell, his second touchdown of the night from 6 yards out on the handoff from Minor. That's where we stand at this point. And Chris Winkie will gear him up from the 20-yard line. They'll go on the ground to Travis Minor. Dances back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all.
I guarantee you, if Bobby Bowden didn't call that reverse from the 5-yard line for the touchdown, Mark Richt called it for him.
That's right.
The coach, the head coach, will like this one.
And on the first play of the second half, one of BYU's defenders goes down. Jeff Holtry, the outside linebacker, a senior. One of their leaders, 250-pound outside backer, is down on the field. And I know that Lynn Swan has had a chance to talk with Lavelle Edwards coming out of the locker room. Swanee.
Well, Brett, I talked to him about Ingerman and who's going to start the second half, and he said definitely Ingerman's going to come in, start the second half, and he'll see how he plays. He may go back to Peterson later on. I asked him what his team had to do and what he'd adjust to in the second half. He said, we're up against a really good football team. This Florida State team is loaded. What I want my guys to do is come out and to execute, not to give up, to go out and try and get better in the second half. He understands, I think, what kind of talent he faces. He doesn't want to lose the confidence of his team. He doesn't want to get them too far down, so he just wants them to improve. He knows that the odds are at this point they're probably not going to come back and beat this good Florida State football team.
He was saying the other day, Swanee, that he just wants to come out of this healthy and move on and win the conference.
Well, Staley has a concussion. He's not going to play the second half. The defensive lineman, he's going to be evaluated. He won't play. And right now they've got another player down, so he's kind of losing that battle right now, and he just wants to hold it together.
In fact, they're still working on Jeff Holtry, who is still down at the line of scrimmage.
They have to go to Virginia next week. Then they have Air Force, and they got Mississippi State, and then they go to Syracuse.
They've got 3 trips east of the Mississippi for the first time in school history. They're going to put about 11,000 miles of air miles in this year. If you're up to frequent flyers, I guess it's great, but they do have Virginia. You see that, some of you will, on ABC on September 2nd. And then, as Bob said, Air Force is on the road, so is Syracuse. And then their 2 biggest rivals, Colorado State and Utah, they're both road games. Not an easy schedule. One of the toughest ever.
Yeah, you can't knock the BYU schedule anymore. There was a time years ago that you might, but not any longer. They played Washington in the past and a bunch of other tough teams.
Winkie almost intercepted. Justin Enna just about had it. And had he held on, he could have maybe made the end zone, but he dropped it.
Enna was all-conference player last year. And he is big. He's 260 pounds, and not a good throw by Chris Winkie.
Winkie 18 of 28. 180 yards and a couple of touchdowns. So that was a poor throw. And it's 3rd and 10. BYU would love to get a defensive stop on the opening series of the third quarter. Winkie throw in. Oh, a one-handed catch almost. Morgan just kept looking for it. Left hand, right hand out in front of him.
He was bobbling it for a while, and he ran a few steps and couldn't hold on. Chris throws this ball. It's a blitz. There's single coverage out here. There's nobody out here with them. He turns around and locates it. Believe it or not, they do this in practice quite often. He just couldn't grab the handle on that one.
Left, right, ground, and a punt. Cottrell. This high kick. Rigel comes up on it. It's going to be a flag as the special teams player, as Florida State covers it. Rufus Brown did not give him enough room to make that catch. Rufus Brown came down, got tangled up with the would-be blocker, and just barreled into Rigel.
One of the new rules this year is there are no split crews. When there are two teams from separate conferences playing each other, that's obviously a foul.
Yep.
2-yard radius foul, and the kicking team, 5-yard penalty, first down.
All these officials are from the Big Ten.
So BYU will have the ball in pretty decent field position when we come back.
Hey, Shannon, I'll give you 2 shots in this hole. You already had an advantage. You're right. I had one earlier. So are you going to tell me what your advantage is? Sure, it's a right balance of protein and carbs. What is? My advantage. I'm the one who needs an advantage. I know. Very funny. So how can I get an advantage? Have you tried buying it?
Convenient, great-tasting advantage from EAS. Smart nutrition for active people.
The all-new Ford Explorer Sport Track. As essential as gear gets. From Ford Outfitters. Most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. No boundaries.
In pro football, if you get to the championship game, you got to be pretty good. If you get there and win, you got to be really good. Now, if you get there 4 times and win all 4 times, well, you got to be Joe Montana.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors.
Penn State USC, the kickoff classic, Sunday on ABC.
Well, after a 3 and out by Florida State, BYU takes over. Brett Engelman at quarterback again. He started the game. He'll work from the 45-yard line. Best starting field position of the night. Sataki, the fullback, is going to make that field position even a little better out near midfield. Let's get an injury update from Swanee.
Brad, that's Jeff Holter sitting on the bench over there. He stretched the ligaments in his right knee. They're going to evaluate it further to make sure that that's the only problem. But that's his right knee, and last year he injured his left knee. So the people who know this young man's history should be aware that this is his right knee he's injured today. Last year he had his left knee, and it's stretched ligaments, Brad.
All right, well, he was blocked to a certain degree there by Florida State.
He was at Michigan for a while.
Yep. Sat out 98 after a transfer, a couple seasons in Ann Arbor. Talk about injury problems. They got some early, too. Intercepted. Overthrown and picked off. Cleavon Thomas had a gift there.
Ball looked like it was deflected. Maybe tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Cleavon Thomas had 3 picks a year ago, and he's got one here. Yep, might have been.
Yeah, it's close. Looking right all the way. Yeah, it's deflected.
Just changed the trajectory a little, didn't it? Kevin Manuel.
Instead of being outside where the receiver is, the ball being deflected brought it back inside. Yep. And Thomas, to his credit, kept his eyes on the ball all the way and picked it off.
Give Kevin Emanuel an assist on that one. And Florida State takes over now in BYU territory at the 49. Chris Wenke, nice play fake, sets up deep and goes down deep.
Our Dell game solutions early on was put pressure on Wenke, and that's what they're doing coming out the second half.
That's Nolly's second sack, a loss of 11.
I think what happened early on in the ball game is that no huddle kind of got to the defense and kind of got them out of their rhythm, and they talked about it at halftime and said, hey, we'll just call it and go with it.
Nolly had 7 sacks a year ago for the Cougars, a couple tonight in the opener. Second down, 21 now. From the gun, Wenke, quick throw, and he threw a little bit low, and having to go to a knee was Javon Walker, so that stops that play right there after a gain of about 4. Still a 3rd and long situation.
You know, Chris Wenke wants to complete every pass, but there are some plays where the defense is going to win. I mean, sometimes they're going to sack you, and sometimes they're going to be negative plays. Just don't make a bad play out of it, and he didn't do that by taking the sack, and sometimes you can't do things.
Anquan Bolden's going to try to do something on his own here. They just throw him a little quick in, and he only got about 4 more yards if it's 4th down.
Whenever you get sacked for a big loss on 1st down, and it's like 2nd and 20, the chances of you picking up a 1st down on that series are very small. Just don't make a big mistake.
They did get a couple quick completions that netted them about 8 of those yards back, but Cottrell will have to come in to punt. Mike Rigel waits at the 10-yard line.
Keith Cottrell to punt.
Another nice kick. Fair catch. Florida State almost got there. Touchback in BYU. A work from the 20-yard line. BYU defense did their job. Their offense has it when we return.
A pitcher threw Willie Mays a slow curveball. Mays swung and missed by a mile. The pitcher figured he had Mays right where he wanted him, so he threw the very same pitch again. Mays blasted it 450 feet for a home run. It was then the pitcher realized he wasn't setting Mays up. Mays was setting him up.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Now that's original, man.
Hey, what's a sirloin stack?
Well, it's skim-da-bam-da-boom, diddly-bom-boom.
Skim-da-bam-da-boom, diddly-bom-boom?
Skim-da-bam-da-boom, diddly-bom-boom.
Yeah, and it's got hody-ody-ody.
Hody-ody-ody.
Chili sirloin stack. It's a mouthful.
How does your gray beard or mustache reflect on you?
Man, I look old.
Get new vitamin-enriched Just for Men gel, the Rejuvenator, specially made to penetrate coarse gray in 5 minutes and match your hair. The Rejuvenator, Just for Men gel.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, 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 yeah. Zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the news is your LDS mission is in Jacksonville, Florida. That's some of the BYU faithful here at Alltel Stadium. Their team's down 22-0, though. As Florida State, though, again, was a 3-and-out. But BYU has only gotten to the 35-yard line of Florida State. An interception, gave up a safety. They have struggled offensively. Had one good-looking drive early in the first quarter. Engelman from the shotgun. On the roll. Got a man open across the field and found it. Penalty marker down as he got tagged out of bounds. And see if it's going to be a late hit on Florida State. Looked maybe like Jarrell Hudson got over there and hit him as he let go of the football. There was a couple Knoll defenders over on that sideline as Brett had to take a shot to get that pass thrown back near the hash mark. So it's first down either way. He'd probably like to have the completion, but they're going to take the penalty.
Roughing the passer. Defense. 15 yards. Tacked on. First down.
There comes Hudson.
Yeah. He got the interception at the end of the first half, as you mentioned. And, Florida State has always lived on the edge as far as penalties are concerned. They've been the most penalized team in the ACC for the last 3 or 4 years.
They usually don't mind the aggressive ones. They don't like the mental error ones.
Yeah, they don't mind the defensive ones. They hate them on offense.
Yep. First down at the 46. Engelman steps in, fires in and out of the hands. Maybe should have been caught by Rigel, but he couldn't hold on to it. Another reminder, Monday night in an ABC Sports primetime event, Tiger Woods is going to go head-to-head against one of the PGA Tour's rising stars. If anybody can match up with him, well, at least Sergio Garcia can give you some fun. It's the Lincoln Financial Group Battle at Bighorn. Woods versus Garcia. That's Monday Night Live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on ABC. Follow the hole-by-hole action of the Battle at Bighorn with analysis and recaps online at abcsports.com.
How can you be that young
and be that good?
I don't
know. Second down at 10. Nice play fake by Brett Engelman. Now sets up, is going long. He's got a man out there who stumbled and couldn't quite make the catch. Ben Horton, had he not tripped at about the 22-yard line, may have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, this is a well-designed play. I like getting the quarterback out of the pocket. He had single coverage down there. Horton just couldn't keep his feet and outrun the corner. Bottom of your screen, there goes Horton.
Watch him trip just a little bit.
A little holding there.
Yeah, that could have helped it, I guess. There was the slip.
Cody, the veteran that he is, this is his 4th year as a starter out there on the corner. But sometimes you get away with it.
Mickey Andrews, a longtime defensive coordinator, says Tate Cody has had a sensational preseason camp. Another one in the long line of great defensive backs that have played for Florida State. We've got a timeout with 10 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Score remains a shutout for the Noles, 22-0. An ABC Sports presentation of the Advantage Pigskin Classic is brought to you by Advantage Nutritional Products, smart nutrition for active people. Ford Motor Company, Burger King, Got the Urge, and Original Coors. When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors. Beautiful nights. St. John's River outside where everybody hangs out down here by the river. Boy, you get down here for a Florida-Georgia football game, and you can't find a place to walk down there.
You know, I played in this stadium back when I came out of Purdue, playing with the Dolphins when it was the old Gator Bowl.
Yep.
And I think it was the first professional game I ever played. It was the old Gator Bowl right here in this stadium, and it was just a downpour. Couldn't throw the ball. I couldn't hold the ball.
If you haven't been down here since those Gator Bowl days, you wouldn't recognize this place.
They've really done a nice job and on the water, and it's just delightful.
The home of the Jacksonville Jaguars of the National Football League. 8-time 3rd and 10 or more for BYU tonight. It is a 3rd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Engelman, little stunt coming from the defense, and they got him.
They got to make decisions quicker than that.
Dockett got there. Florida State's defensive front had a stunt going, and BYU's offensive lineman just couldn't handle it.
You got to know who you can block and who you can't, and you got to know you got to get rid of the football. He had nobody downfield. They were all running away from him. He'll learn from this. These are learning films from teams, but it's just the little bumps and bruises that go along with it.
Bad snap. Edmonds just got it away. And a penalty marker now.
I think they're roughing the punter, but Holtry, who was the snapper, was hurt in that defensive series the time before.
That's right. And out with that knee injury Swanee talked about. So the backup long snapper comes in. They're trying to say that they got a piece of that punt and shouldn't be roughing the punter penalty. The officials are disagreeing. So BYU is going to get to keep the football. Tough way to earn it for Edmonds, but he did it. Took one for the team.
Yep.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So another personal foul penalty. They had one, remember, on Hudson earlier on this BYU drive, and now on the special teams they pick one up, and that gives it back into the hands of the BYU offense. 10:06 to go third quarter.
Take another look. See if we can see if anybody touches the ball. Can't tell from there really, but that is definitely roughing the punter.
Patrick Newton got down there and clipped his heels. So it's first down, Cougars. Brigham Young at its own 49-yard line. Looking for points. Engelman across the middle's got Hooks on a crossing pattern, and Margin Hooks down to the 35. That's a pickup of 16 and a first down. This is the deepest BYU's been in Florida State territory.
Margin Hooks from the right side of the screen, right over the middle. Gibson is number 6. Little crossing route. Georgia Tech hit some big crossing routes against Florida State last year. That's the thing you do when you play Florida State and they're so dominant defensively. You go find somebody that has had some success against them, like Florida and Georgia Tech.
Right.
And you emulate those things.
Horton in motion. Engelman throws, and a flag's going to fly, and that's going to be pass interference, I would think, on Derek Gibson's on the tight end, Ofa Hengawi. He was draped all over him on that short pass, so it's going to be another Florida State penalty, I think.
Pass interference, defense, spot foul, automatic first down.
10 Florida State penalties, and the 5th on the defense, and the 3rd here in this last series of downs.
That's 10 penalties for 83 yards, so Mickey Andrews is not too happy about that one. But the coaches for Florida State would rather have the penalties and keep the aggressiveness than not be aggressive and not have any penalties.
Pittman in motion. First down, BYU. Engelman trying to scramble for some yardage. Gets swallowed under at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a half yard.
Florida State pressure. He's got game. Nobody was open anywhere.
Jackson was the guy that finished him off. O.J. Jackson, a sophomore.
A lot of young defensive linemen are going to get the opportunity to play for Florida State. Both Jacksons, O.J. included. Chris Woods.
Second down and 9. Engelman from the shotgun. And it'll take too much time. They whistle it dead. Just when BYU was moving in the right direction, they're going to move back.
Prior to the snap, ball started. Offense, 5 yards. Still second down.
Now they're back outside the 36. 304 wins for Bobby Bowden, 251 for Lavelle Edwards. The 555 victories, far and away the most ever in a regular season college football game by 2 coaches on opposing sides. It's just phenomenal, isn't it?
That's interesting. Yeah, you'd think Bear Bryant coached against some good ones back then.
Second and 14. Engelman lofts one out. It's underthrown, and Hooks brought it down. First down near the 10-yard line. Looked like Cleavon Thomas was going to have a shot at that, but he couldn't get his hands on it.
Well, he just threw it up. There were 2 defenders there, and Hooks came down with it. Thomas and Hope were the defenders.
And for the first time all night, BYU has a little hope now.
Just throwing it up. Margin Hooks.
Good catch.
Caught 60 balls last year, 7 touchdowns. And he is their go-to guy, no question about it.
Florida State, I believe, has taken a timeout with 8:23 remaining in the third quarter. And Margin Hooks will come over to talk to his head coach. His team trailing 22-0.
At first, it looks like an ordinary piece of paper. But then, we place a sesame seed bun right in the middle. We add 1/4 pound of beef heaven, then cheese, pickles, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. Then slowly, we wrap. Oh yeah, that is one lucky piece of paper. Got the urge?
You know those late fees your bank charges? Maybe they're not your fault after all. Just to be sure, Discover Card lets you pay your bill online. So take control. And remember, there's always something more to discover.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's thrifty. Just the things you'd expect from a worldwide car rental company. Things like great cars, great service, airline miles, Blue Chip Express program, the works, and at a low rate. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want, just Thrifty.
The phenomenon continues on ABC.com. Go online to the ABC.com store and get cool stuff or play Millionaire anytime. Click on ABC.com today.
BYU looking for any kind of spark during that timeout, and Hans Olsen came over and got in his quarterback's face and said, we need points and we need them now.
That's
just outside the 10.
A senior talking to a sophomore right there.
Horton in motion. Engelman lofts it out, intended for Peterson. Penalty marker down. Flag thrown in the direction of Tommy Polley. Let's see if he was caught holding. Nope, it's going the other way.
Yeah, that was just good coverage all the way around by the secondary of the Seminoles.
So just when BYU got it down close, just outside the 10. They're talking about this penalty. They're thinking about declining it. Now they'll walk it back.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, previous spot, still first down.
It's thrown on the left side of the field. It might have been the left tackle, Dustin Reichert. There's the takedown right in front of Eggman.
Yeah, the takedown.
Yep.
And that was the left tackle.
So now it's 1st and 19. McDonald and Sataki behind Engelman. Two tight end set, lone wideouts, Jonathan Pittman. Florida State showing blitz. They back out of it. Engelman's in trouble anyway. They're draped all over him. Eric Powell, Alonzo Jackson.
Prior to the ball being snapped, we have a delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they've backed up 14 yards on the last two plays.
Yeah.
They can say one thing here, they can run their offense now. Margin Hooks comes back in. So does Brian McDonald into the backfield.
You look around this stadium, and there aren't many fans dressed in blue.
Nope. A lot of garnet and gold. And they really came to life for their defense, trying to make it hard for BYU to hear down this end of the field. From the shotgun. Engelman heat again, flag again. Jamal Reynolds just flying around that corner, but the penalty marker's at the line of scrimmage. Busy officiating crew here the last 4 or 5 plays.
Right to the left. Ball strike. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Remember, they had it. The original line of scrimmage was just outside the 10-yard line. Now it's outside the 30-yard line.
3 penalties in a row against Lavelle's Cougar offense, and it's as you mentioned, now they're back where they can throw the ball. They have to make a first down down at the 1-yard line, or inside the 1. And they're lining up from the 31-yard line.
Both wideouts, Pittman and Hooks, come out to the near side. McDonald late to trot over to flank his quarterback in the gun. Florida State may have been offside that time. I don't see a flag though. Engelman picks it up and fires. Got it complete. Ned Stearns. How about that? But he lost the ball. Florida State's got it. I think Tommy Polley came out of that pile. It was a good play by Stearns until the very end.
Stearns, the backup fullback, catches a nice little swing pass.
I don't see a flag though.
Now he gets away from 2 tacklers. That's Cody. Jennings, number 44, I think knocks it loose and then maybe gets it.
Jennings definitely the guy that stripped him.
Gibson was in there also.
Florida State got it back now at their own 13-yard line. And McCray, a little delay, got a yard or so.
That's 3 turnovers now for BYU, plus the safety that was really another turnover. It was a fumble in the end zone that they recovered themselves. So starting to turn the ball over, getting a little bit tired here in this heat.
Wanky comes up firing, complete out to Minnis, and looks like he's got a first down at the 24-yard line. Tyson Smith made the stop. There's Robbie Bosco, the quarterback coach, talking things over with his starter tonight, Brett Engelman.
Make the stop at the 25-yard line. First and 10 Sentinel.
This is, I tell you what, this is great experience for these young quarterbacks for BYU. They won't come up against any defense any better than this one all year.
Tough learning curve. Wanky throwing deep. Got Menace again. Out of bounds at the 45. And now you'll hear Snoop. He's been one of his favorite receivers in preseason.
This is what you see down here. You've got just these 2 players on one half of the field. Single coverage, just throw it out there, trust your receiver, give him a chance. 1 foot in bounds.
That's the 6th catch, Bob, for Menace tonight for 87 yards. They continue to go to their wideouts and mixing it up well is Chris Wanky. He's got 4 of them out there right now from the gun at the 45 of the Cougars. It's time to scan the field. This one off the fingertips of Jawan Walker. And Javon's got a few catches tonight, too, including that touchdown that opened up the game that made it 6-0. Score remains what it was at halftime, 22-0. 7:16 now remaining in the third. Again, without the huddle. And Wanky. That one was caught twice out there inside the 40. Features Bell, who's had a sensational night, including a couple of touchdowns.
He's saying right formation. Ball's on the left hash mark. They got receivers in there. They got 4 receivers, so they're just calling the right formation, strong to the right. Now he's giving them the play.
3rd down. And a long 4. They need to get to the 35 of the Cougars.
Here they come.
Here's Bolden in motion. Wanky getting some heat from behind. Got it to Bolden. Ball is stripped out of there. Incomplete. Nice job defensively, Jared Lee. Their defensive captain just hung in there with Bolden and knocked it away.
If Bolden would have had control of that ball, he's got enough speed to run away from Lee. Chris does a nice job of seeing the blitz and getting rid of it. Bolden gets him the ball quickly. It's a little behind him. He should have made the catch. If he could have made it, he could have run for a long time.
So Cottrell will have to punt. Rigel again at the 10-yard line. How many times we said that tonight? Even when they have to punt, that seems to be where they're punting to for BYU. High lazy kick. See Florida State trying to cover it. It gets a Florida State bounce. And BYU is going to be in a big hole at about the 2-yard line. 37-yard kick. Lavelle Edwards, we've talked about, has had so many sensational quarterbacks in his 29 years. One of them, the lefty, who threw 56 touchdown passes and over 7,700 yards at BYU in the early 80s, is along with us right now. Steve Young. And Steve, I know Lavelle Edwards' announcement about his retirement has had a big effect on all of you guys, not just the quarterbacks, but everybody that ever played for him.
Well, he's been the guy that really represented the BYU football program for, it seems like 100 years, but I know it's only 30. I think he actually coached Brigham Young himself. And but he's been the guy that, I think back in the 70s was willing to throw on first and second down in college. I'd never heard of that. And he was the one that kind of changed the college game in a lot of ways today in Miami, and I give Lavelle a lot of credit for that.
Here's a throw from the end zone, and almost caught out there by Jonathan Pittman. Steve, do you remember your first start for BYU? And you got to sympathize, I guess, with both Peterson and Engelman in this situation.
Oh, no question. I was just thinking about myself watching this game. We opened up against the University of Georgia, and I think I threw 5 interceptions in the first half. And we walked in at halftime, and Lavelle came over and says, "How you feeling?" And I was all pumped up thinking, you know, we're still in the game. I said, "I think I'm doing great." And he goes, "You're doing great. You just threw 5 interceptions." So, I mean, it's great for Engelman and Peterson. They're going to have some lumps and some tough times, but you're right. I think Bob said it very well, that they have a lot of things to learn today, and you have to learn very quickly at BYU.
There's a give. Brian McDonald, and McDonald squirts out of there, and he might have a first down. Give him a little bit of breathing room. A pickup of 11. We talked about Lavelle Edwards quarterbacks over the years, the great ones, and Steve's obviously one of them. 635 touchdown passes. That 100,000 passing yards is something like 53 miles. As you said, Steve, he maybe didn't invent the passing game, but he sure fine-tuned it, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, you know, 20 or 30 years ago, everyone was running the wishbone. He was the guy that that started to throw the ball every down. I mean, every down, no matter if you were behind or ahead. And it really did change the college game. And I think that you look at the guys that have quarterbacked, you know, a lot of those miles were done by a lot of guys that you haven't heard of for a long time, like Mark Wilson and Gary Scheid, even Virgil Carter back in the 60s before Lavelle became head coach, but he was an assistant coach. So there's a lot of guys that take credit for it, but Lavelle's the guy that has done it really, you know, from the head coach position for a long time.
The 3 of his guys, Steve, went on to be #1 draft picks in the NFL, as you mentioned, Wilson, Jim McMahon, and yourself. And I think talking to Lavelle yesterday, he said, you know, back then we almost had to do it because we weren't getting the best of athletes. We had to do something different in the passing game, which he knew inside and out was their edge against other teams.
Pass.
Not a question. I mean, it was the way that we won, it seemed like every division conference title for many, many years. Holiday Bowls was memorable games against SMU and Michigan and Missouri, and I think that it was the great equalizer. Even in our conference, I don't know that we were the most talented, but certainly I think the pass, and back then especially before everyone got up to speed with it, gave us the great advantage that we needed.
Well, 2 of you guys, you and Jim, both went on to Super Bowl glories. Ty Detmer won a Heisman, but everybody, when it seemed that we're playing for Lavelle Edwards at quarterback, their pass efficiency rating was just about off the board, and we're going to take a look at that after this snap. A 3rd down and 10. Right now, Brett Engelman would just like to improve his pass efficiency on this play. Van Horten in motion. Engelman stands tall down the middle and got it complete. Margin hooks, and it looks like it's good enough for a first down, a pickup of about 12 out across the 25-yard line. Now look at the pass efficiency career marks. Danny Werfel, 163.6. And then look how many guys from BYU show up in the top 9. That's phenomenal.
5 of the top 9 BYU quarterbacks, and that just says volumes to me about Lavelle Edwards.
You know, it reminds me also that it seemed like in college everybody was open. And then we went to, then you go pro, and I know Chris Wenke's going to have to face the same thing. Everybody's open in college, but when you go pro, it seems like no one's open.
I remember those days.
Slip screen is incomplete. Margin hooks. You talk about Chris Wenke, Steve. Here he is, 28 years old, still playing in college, so he's going to be 29 when he gets a snap maybe next year in an NFL preseason game. If I'm not mistaken, I think you were maybe 24 when you made your first start for Tampa Bay, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a young kid. I came out of the USFL, played a couple years there under the great Sid Gilman. And, you know, he's going to have to face, you know, Roger Staubach came out of the Navy at 28 and had a wonderful career. There's a lot of good years if you stay healthy. I think he can do fine. I just, like I say, any young quarterback in the NFL, make sure you learn the pro game as quickly as possible, because if you don't, they'll throw you out of town. And so you got to beat it. You got to beat the clock.
Draw play, and that one's going nowhere for Ned Stearns. How much withdrawal are you going through right now, Steve, not playing?
Well, you know, I was just sitting here with my wife, feeling our baby kick in her stomach, and I thought to myself, it's pretty cool watching football and doing that. It's been, you know, you miss the competition. You miss those the intensity of the competition in the NFL, but you know, it's time to move on and making changes in my life. It's great.
Well, get out on the golf course. What that competition.
From the founder of this university down through you, and you got a brother out here playing right now. Well, he's not playing right now, but he's on this team.
Yeah, he is number 36, my dad's old number.
Here's Engelman under a blitz. Throws, got a man, complete out to the 40-yard line, Jonathan Pittman. And we're going to take a look at Jimmy right now. There he is on the sideline.
The only linebacker in the Young family, all quarterbacks except for that kid right there. And he always says the quarterbacks are wusses. So, you know, he's taken a beating in our family, but he just got off a church mission for 2 years, so he's trying to get his sea legs and football back. But he's a fine young player and a great guy.
I know he's a heck of a lacrosse player, was on their national championship team, so he's out there, and we got him a little FaceTime by Big Brother being on the phone with us today.
That's as close as he is going to get today.
Here's first down from the 40. Engelman off a play fake. Lobs, it's got a wide open tight end. Opa Hingawi still going, and it's down to about the 33-yard line. And Steve, right now, Engelman's got a little bit of something going on.
Yeah, you know, I want to make sure they score. I don't want that shutout. I saw that stat you mentioned earlier, Brad, with 300 and some odd games. And going down there in the fumble just recently, I'd like to see them down and make sure they get some scores. The defense has been very stiff today.
Yep.
And the defense continues to play like that. They're going to have to carry this offense for a couple of weeks until they get their sea legs as well. And, you know, obviously, this game isn't over. I think that I saw Olsen screaming at the quarterback last time out. I don't know how many guys need to be yelling at the rookie quarterback in the sidelines in his face.
That's how those defensive guys are. You know that.
Engelman waits and then lofts it and incomplete, and a flag flies in. I don't know if we're going to have a holding call on Florida State secondary, but the intended receiver would have been Ben Horton, who really never got out in his pattern. And there's the new linebacker coach, Joe Kynes, who's spent the last 5 years at Georgia, but a longtime friend and comrade of Mickey Andrews, who's right behind him. Those guys have been steaming all night, even though they're pitching a shutout so far. But then, you know, Mickey looks like that when he goes fishing with his grandkids on the Okeechobee. So, I mean, he never gets happy.
10-yard penalty.
And it is a holding call. And an automatic first down.
Well, maybe we'll get a touchdown for BYU while we got Steve on the phone.
We better keep Steve on right now. The Cougars got something
bringing them all the luck.
Yeah. Maybe you ought to come back and coach.
Whoa, easy.
Yeah.
This drive started, remember, for the Cougars back at their own 3-yard line.
I know Barb doesn't want to hear that.
Now at the 23. As Steve Young mentioned, 312 games without a shutout. Pass incomplete. And intended for Horton. It'll be second down at 10.
You know, Brad, speaking about Lavelle Edwards and number 36, my dad's old number, we used to joke that my dad was led the conference in rushing in 1957 or something like that with like 320 yards. And I used to joke with him when I was playing for BYU that we get that in a half.
Yeah, they moved it up and down the field a little differently in those days. Well, Lavelle has been around 29 years, third winningest active coach in football. Watching his team with a 2nd and 10 right now. Draw play. Sataki. Whew. Tommy Polly says hello. Man. Speed at linebacker.
Now, Tommy Polly tore his knee up in the championship game in the Sugar Bowl. And he is back. He didn't start the game, but number 29 plays that will linebacker spot. And what an athlete he was in high school, and he's continued at Florida State.
So here's what Steve Young used to love. 3rd down and 12. But then he had Jerry Rice and some of those guys out there. And we got a couple players a little bit winded, I think, as Florida State's trainers have come out. They're going to change up some fresh bodies right now. So everybody getting a breather. A 3rd and 12 coming up with 2:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It remains 22-0 Florida State. Lavelle Edwards, who we've been talking about with Steve Young on this drive, turned 70 in October, but a national championship under Robbie Bosco in '84, National Coach of the Year that season, 20 conference titles. Look at the top 25 finishes. 22 bowl games, There have been a lot of great moments, and he just made it so matter-of-factly with us yesterday. He just said, you know, it's just time. It's time to go do something else. Yeah. Football has never been my whole life. It's been a huge part of my life.
Well, before Lavelle got to BYU, they only had 16 winning seasons in 47 years. And since then, they've averaged 9 wins per year and led the nation in passing 8 different times. So Lavelle has certainly made an impact on college football.
3rd down and 12. The biggest 3rd down, obviously, of the night for BYU. Both wideouts to the near side. They'd like to get it to Hooks. Here comes heavy pressure, just throwing it up. Incomplete as Engelman falling down as he backpedaled and never had a chance to find a receiver.
I think he was tripped by the remaining back that was stepping up to pick up the blitzing linebacker. Watch the back that's remaining right there. Looks like he trips him.
Yep.
I know Steve agree with me. We quarterbacks are more agile. We're not going to stumble going back, setting up 5 steps.
Oh, it's impossible. It's got to be somebody else's fault.
It's got to be an offensive lineman stepping on a foot or the back.
Well, let's break that scoreless thing right now. 312 games without being shut out. Owen Potchman from 42 yards can keep the longest streak in college football alive. And he got it. With Steve Young along for the ride, Potchman makes it 22-3. And Steve, with that, I can tell you right now, I know you're newlywed, you got a baby on the way. Barb's not going to let you watch this much football all the time, okay?
Well, as long as BYU's on national TV, he says I'm in good shape.
All right, partner. Steve, thanks for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve Young recently retired from the San Francisco 49ers and about 5 years away from going to Canton, and we appreciate him being along with us tonight. One of the many, many great quarterbacks that gentleman has coached. So, Florida State still haven't scored now this quarter. They've gone almost 13 minutes, and BYU's trying to hang in. As Steve Young said, you know, this football game's not over.
Well, you never know in the first game of the year.
Right now what BYU's got to be thinking is if we could get a turnover, then they could start to think about getting back in the football game. A 73-yard drive took a little over 4 minutes. It only netted them 3, but that's something that they can hang their helmets on now. Potchman will kick. Nick Maddox, Jeff Chaney back deep to receive. And it's Maddox about 7 yards deep. Talking about NFL football, Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos will take on the MVP of the Super Bowl, Kurt Warner and the St. Louis Rams. Join Al Michaels and company, and that includes Fauci and Dennis and Eric. Everybody will be there. That's Labor Day, September 4th, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. Monday Night Football. And there's 2 pretty good running backs in you.
2 pretty good running backs. Terrell Davis is back and healthy, and what a year Marshall Faulk had last year, huh?
I said to you today, I said, Brian having fun, and you said he's having a lot more fun with Terrell Davis behind him, right?
That's for sure.
Here's Travis Minor out of the backfield, and penalty markers fly late into the backfield. Kelly, the linebacker, makes the hit. The flag was thrown in the pocket. I don't know if there was a late hold on Florida State. I think there was. They might want to decline that one because they got a pretty good stop on the play. Bill Lemonnier, the head referee, the Big Ten crew.
Holding. Offense. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Yeah, they could decline it because Isaac Kelly made such a nice play on Travis Minor, and they don't have to give up the down.
Yeah, one of the other rules changes this year that was initiated was they're allowing, in college now, they're allowing the quarterback to intentionally ground the ball. He's got to be outside the pocket, similar to the NFL rule, but he can ground the ball to avoid a loss of yardage.
That was lost yardage by Minor, but it was the first pass completion also to a non-wide receiver. They go right back to the wide outs. Nice move by Minnis. Puts a little shake on there and got about 6 back. Justin Etta, the linebacker, made the hit.
Anna missed him, and he's just waited around, and he came back to him.
Wanke, 2 touchdowns, 234 yards, and 7 different guys.
Those are good numbers, but I'm sure Chris will tell you that we didn't get in the end zone.
I did one of the games that Peter Warwick missed last year, and Chris Wenke had 11 different receivers in that ball game. That was against Miami.
And this time his arms hit as he throws, and Minor still made the catch, but loses yardage going out of bounds. It's going to be a completed pass, but a loss way back to the 11-yard line.
Better off letting that one drop.
Yep. Well, Hoke and Olsen and the boys got a little pressure, and here comes Florida State to punt again. That's their 4th 3-and-out in the last 5 possessions. So Cottrell now, this time at least he's not punting from midfield, and Regel's back there thinking, you know, maybe I can get a decent return and get it into Florida State territory.
And they're going to need some help because offensively, I don't think you can score enough points offensively. You got to get a break on special teams.
Here's Regel from the 42. And he is almost going to get into Florida State territory. Got it back to the 49-yard line. There's Hans Olsen. And we said both Phil Olsen and Merlin Olsen, who both played in the NFL, won a Hall of Famer. Merlin taught Hans the head slap. This is what he told us about it.
It was when I was in junior high, and he pulls me out there and he says, well, you make sure you get low. And I was like, well, Merlin, remember, we don't have pads on. You get low. I'm like, Merlin, we don't have pads on. And then your head slap. I try to get a couple head slaps in during a game, just in respect of the other Olsens that have come through and gone.
Oh, is he a piece of work? Engelman in the pocket, looking for some help, and fumble. That ball was dead. And he lost only about a yard before that ball squirted out of there. I imagine Merlin Olsen gave you a head slap or two.
Oh, boy. You know, I was telling, you know, Merlin was very quiet. He was right next to me because he was a defensive tackle right next to the ball and could have said lots of things. Never said a word, but was always back in my backfield. But the guy next to him on the end, Deacon Jones, he was talking all the time. He said, I'm coming now, Bob. You know, I'm coming. I wasn't worried about Deacon. I was worried about Merlin.
Well, that's just a piece of our conversation with Hans Olsen. We've got more in the 4th quarter, which is winding close. His hooks. Did he catch it, drop it, and get it? Nope, they're going to say incomplete. Either way, he had his hands on the football, but he never quite had possession. And we're down to 7 seconds. That's 5 drop balls by BYU. So really, the quarterbacks have done a relatively good job.
Engelman is 12 of 27, 139 yardage and an interception. Both BYU quarterbacks have had one picked off. Peterson 5 of 14 for 74 yards.
Engelman seems to have gotten this 3rd quarter going pretty much in the right direction for BYU offensively. It'll be interesting to see now if he stays in. Flags fly before the snap.
Substitution infraction on the offense. Broke the huddle with 12 players. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
There's the one you were talking about earlier, Bob.
Yeah. Well, that's one that was in before. You can't have 12 players in the huddle and then break the huddle. Now, I'm sure Lavelle wasn't trying to deceive anybody. It was just a mix-up. First game of the year, you had 12 guys in the huddle, and you say, hey, we got too many receivers. Get out of here, and they all break the huddle at the same time.
BYU 5 penalties this half, all on their offense. And this one has backed them up to a 3rd and 16 in the waning seconds of the 3rd quarter. They trail 22-3. Engelman stands and waits and throws an interception picked off by Derek Gibson going the other way. Gibson down to the 32-yard line, and that ends that Cougar threat. And it also ends the 3rd quarter. So the pressure was there. The secondary had plenty of time to figure out where Engelman was going with it, and they've got another interception. 22-3 at the end of the 3rd. An ABC Sports presentation of the Advantage Pigskin Classic will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Who would think that the sports car you've always dreamed of would turn out to be an SUV? The Mazda Tribute. Coming soon.
Briefcase,
Need new tires? Our 35,000-mile tires are 4 for just 99 bucks. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
I want the boneless buffalo wings.
We got the boneless buffalo wings.
Leave out the bone.
Who needs them?
Boneless buffalo wings. Only at Chili's. Boneless buffalo wings.
The company that reinvented the Roadster has reinvented the SUV. If you can't wait for it to hit the road, hit our website. The Mazda Tribute, coming soon.
The Rams were champions of a dream season, but Terrell Davis wants everyone to know he's back, and so are the Broncos. The winners of the last 3 Super Bowls square off on the season premiere of Monday Night Football, September 4th at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
It's called a what? It's called a silicon chip. Look, we're gonna change everything. Come on, John, we just need to raise $300. Are you in?
Sorry, man, I kind of got plans for the cash.
Ever missed a great opportunity? Here's a chance to redeem yourself. Until September 5th, buy or lease a Lexus for unbelievable values. The Lexus Golden Opportunity. Don't let this one pass you by.
Hey, guys, new 8-track player.
While there, see the new IS at your Lexus dealer.
What I really love about being in Italy is getting away from the office, taking my mind off work.
Jack! Jack! Dude, you open a restaurant here?
I'm on vacation.
Oh, bummer. Because all they got here is Italian food. We're jonesing for something different.
Yeah, like that chicken fajita pita. All that tasty chicken, lettuce, tomato, and cheese, and a soft warm pita.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So you got one on you?
And a job.
Richard Dreyfuss, Sunday night, 6:30, ABC 7.
The Advantage Pigskin Classic to start our ABC college football season. Coming from Alltel Stadium, Jacksonville, Florida. We enter the 4th quarter. Florida State leading 22-3. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us tonight. The defending national champs, ranked 2nd in the country. 2 touchdown passes in the first half from Chris Wenke. Atruz Bell scored on an end around, and they scored a safety. And here's another reverse. This time Gardner broke 1 tackle, but doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go back and take a look at that last interception for a young quarterback. Something to learn. Here's Engelman here. He wants to hit the tight end coming in over this, but look at the free safety back over here. Now look at Engelman as he looks at the receiver the whole way. Right there. He looks at him the whole way. Guy picks it off.
Wenke down the middle and caught. Sprague, the tight end. That's the first catch by a tight end tonight, and he goes right down the middle to the 20-yard line. He was the starter last year. Nick Franklin came in as the starter tonight, but Sprague is the better of the 2 as far as a receiver. Franklin's a big bully of a blocker. And Ryan Sprague's got a first down. Just inside the 20-yard line. Florida State was shut out in that 3rd quarter. That doesn't happen often.
Blitz.
Take the pitch and look out. Oh, got sandwiched back there.
I hated that. Whenever the defense had a blitz and I turned my back, I hated that. I hated to do play action when they, because you don't know.
The fear of the unknown.
Well, you don't know where they're going to be when you turn around. You see them coming, and then when you fake, carry out the fake, and now you got no chance to get rid of the ball quickly, which is what you have to do if you can't pick up the blitz.
Well, at the very end, though, Chris Wenke got his knees up in the air. It looked like he was going to take a wicked high-low shot.
Yeah, this was one of the few times, Brad, that they've been in the huddle. They've done this no huddle all of the evening. It's no problem for Florida State not to huddle. They can do it very nicely from the.
This time they fake the end around, and Miner keeps it on the sweep, and he's knocked down on his tracks.
I'll tell you,
by Brett Kiesel.
His BYU defense has awakened in the second half.
One of the only other times that Florida State huddled was when they were at that 6-yard line and ran that end around that Atruz Bell scored on.
Usually it might disrupt the defense a little bit because of tempo and all that other stuff, but I think at halftime Ken Schmidt and the defensive coaches for BYU got that straightened out, and this defense is really playing well.
3rd down and 18. They're showing blitz. They back out of it, and here comes the pressure anyway. Wenke, they got him. Drop back at the 31, and Denny's there, and so is Olsen.
Behind the line of scrimmage, by number 92, Ryan Denny.
And Bobby right now is probably saying, "Dadgummit, what's going on?"
Yeah, he's saying, what happened? We were doing pretty good in the first half, 22-0, and we haven't scored anything in the second half.
Well, you see the pressure coming from Kiesel, and then they stay with it, and Ryan Denny gets the sack.
This defense was second in the conference last year. BYU first against the run. Ranked 21st in the nation.
This time last year, Sebastian Janikowski would be knocking one from way back there.
Must be a chip shot.
Yeah. Cottrell into punt. Going to try to keep one high in the air off the side of his foot. It's not a good kick unless it takes a great bounce. It's not a good kick.
Well, they gained there about 7 yards.
Maybe 6. Timeout. 22-3 Seminoles.
Meet the all-new Aztec. Meet Sam and Kate. They're about to
do something dirty.
We're not lost. Told you.
Next day.
Go camping.
What's your move?
Keep your fingers off my pieces.
I'm not cheating. That's not right.
Meet Aztec. Quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. By Pontiac.
Great resume. What else you got?
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, chili baby back ribs, yeah, yeah, barbecue sauce.
We argue all the time as to who has the better lawn, and really, Scott's does it for all three of us.
Now, during the summer, my grass takes a beating. What the grass needs is turf builder. It pumps it up, it rejuvenates it. You gotta feed it. Fall is the best time of year to put down Scott's turf builder.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
Like keeping things around? Good news. Introducing Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. Max Life conditions use seals to help prevent leaks and helps keep your high mileage engine performing for a long, long time.
Son, another 100,000 miles and this baby will be yours.
Get ready for television's biggest event.
I know it's not for a few weeks, but I'm getting ready now.
Gary Shandling hosts the Emmy Awards, live on ABC Sunday, September 10th.
Near the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Charlie Peterson's back in at quarterback for Brigham Young as they work just inside the 24-yard line. Keep it on the ground. That netted him about 2, maybe 3. Brian McDonald. Florida State's defense has been tough tonight on both quarterbacks, whether it be in a blitz or when the pass is overthrown. Brett Engelman has tasted the pocket. There was their best chance, really, right there to score a touchdown, and then the interception, the third of the night by their defense. They led the nation last year in interceptions with 22. Second down and 7. Both wideouts to the near side for Peterson, but they'll keep it on the ground again, and it's Brian McDonald again. Remember, Staley, their starting tailback, went out shaken up in the first half, then got dinged, and they were asking him where he was, and he's not going to return, and he was their biggest threat as a running back.
Like June is dinged a little bit there.
Dean June, who played a good ball game, and he's pointing at his left wrist.
He was a walk-on. Actually, he's a captain. He's a co-captain. He's a special teams captain. The backup linebacker.
We've got a timeout with 10:54 remaining with the injury. We'll be right back.
Back when most players assumed that offense won basketball games, he proved that defense could dominate. He revolutionized the game as the league's original shot blocker. Back then, they didn't even keep track of block shots. But because of Bill Russell, they do now.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Original Coors. Knock one down.
Yeah, like I could ever get in that kind of shape. Well, you know what? I can. In fact, that is me. I started using EAS nutritional supplements and followed their simple plan. Combines nutrition and exercise. And 8 weeks later, here I am. Wow, look at me.
Get the EAS advantage.
Now it's your turn.
Meet the all-new Aztec. Meet Sam and Kate. They're about to...
Is that loud enough? Crank it.
Aren't we swingers?
Definitely.
Whoops. Guess I'm just not a swinger.
Next day.
Have a revelation.
It's looking like another sick day.
So what are you thinking about?
Fish. Breakfast is swimming in.
What do you want to do today?
Stay in and watch television.
Meet Aztec. Quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. By Pontiac.
So a third down and a long 5.
They've had 15 third down situations. 12 have been 3rd and 10 or more. You're not going to make many of those.
No, this is their shortest one of the night, in fact. Peterson steps and waits. Incomplete. Had time to throw. And Margin Hooks was intended receiver, and he threw it in the ground. And they're going to have to give it up again.
You're right. He figured he had him. He just threw it in the ground.
So Aaron Edmonds, who's been roughed once tonight, they got everybody up. Remember, they're using their backup long snapper after Holtry was injured. He dribbled one back there last time. This one's a little bit high, but he manages it. End over end punt. And it's going to go out of bounds. Bolden will not have an opportunity to return it. It's going to be near the 41-yard line with 10 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the ball game. Seminoles 22, Cougars 3.
Meet the all-new Aztec. Meet Sam and Kate. They're about to
blaze a trail.
Pine.
It's not pine.
Next day.
Use the net.
You know what this means?
What?
We're going global.
We're going global, huh?
Yeah.
Watch out for Greenland.
Meet Aztec. Quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. By Pontiac.
Mom, Dad, remember how my rent was earning me airline miles?
Do you have that rewards program?
Scrap it. I'm not going anywhere.
Mark.
What I want now is merchandise, preferably brand name, and I've been kicking some numbers around. I've already earned the television that's going upstairs. Give me a hand with this, Dad, please. Dad.
You want brand name merchandise?
Yeah.
What does this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Points, miles, or merchandise. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
At first, it looks like an ordinary piece of paper. But then, we place a sesame seed bun right in the middle. We add 1/4 pound of beef heaven, then cheese, pickles, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. Then slowly, we wrap. Oh yeah, that is one lucky piece of paper. Got the urge?
Spanish sensation Sergio Garcia, Tiger Woods, the Lincoln Financial Group Battle at Bighorn. Monday night at 8, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Florida State trying a little inside draw play to Davey Ford that went nowhere at all. In fact, a loss of about 3. This Florida State offense in the second half has had 21 plays and 39 yards.
5 punts on 5 possessions.
They have sputtered in the second half. Winky comes up firing. He's got Walker. And Walker will improve those totals as he gets it in to Cougar territory. Looks like a first down. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, more college football on ABC. It's the Kickoff Classic. Joe Pa will lead out his Nittany Lions. They'll take on Carson Palmer and the team, one of the co-favorites anyway, in the Pac-10, the Trojans of USC. Keith Jackson, Tim Brandt, Todd Harris will bring you that action from the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, our second football game of the weekend on ABC Sports.
Be interesting to see what Joe Paterno and Penn State have up there this year.
New defensive coordinator for Jerry Sandusky's retirement.
Lost a lot of good defensive players.
Yeah, they did, boy.
Harrington and
Short and Courtney Brown, and the list goes on and on. The all-time winningest coaches, of course, Joe Paterno active with 317, looking for 318 tomorrow. The next two guys are right here on this field. Second down and 4. Wanky throws incomplete. Bolden was open and threw it wide.
One of the problems with a no-huddle offense, when you're not, Winky's limping a little bit there. Did he get hit? Didn't see him get hit. But anyway, one of the things when the no-huddle is not working is you give up the ball very quickly. And sometimes the defense and Mickey Andrews will go to the offense and Mark Rick and say, hey, come out of it. Take more time. We need a break on the sideline because if you're not successful keeping the ball, you know, we're right back out there.
He's going deep. Got a man out there. Flag down.
Caught it anyway.
Caught it anyhow. And it's Minnis again. And that'll put him over 100 yards receiving. Isaiah Joyner was back there joining him in the secondary, and flags all over the place.
Joyner is a redshirt freshman playing in his first game and just can't keep up with Snoop Minnis.
Defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. First down.
We've got single coverage, all that space out there. Minnis sees the ball and goes after it and gets it.
8th catch for Minnis for 129 yards. First and goal, Florida State. Wenke to throw again. Scans the field, goes to the corner, incomplete. You know, Snoop Minnis said in the preseason, he said, granted, Peter Warwick was a great receiver. Said Pete was our best player, but nobody knows anything about me because I really haven't had a chance to get up to the plate. And he said, I'm going to get my bad appearances this year, and by the 3rd week of the season, everybody in the country is going to know me. I think already, and maybe they know him in the 1st week.
I think they do.
That's the last catch, and boy, that was nice concentration. 4 wideouts, and now they'll empty the backfield as Chaney is in motion. They're going to swing it out, trying to get it to Bolden. Can't quite get it in his hands. He's the guy that has the open field moves that they just drool about.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and goal.
See, the timing on that play was all messed up. Bolden took a little bit longer to turn and face the quarterback. Chris couldn't wait very long because the blitz was coming at him, and he had to throw it when he did.
3rd and goal at the 9.
Here they come.
BYU's going to bring some pressure. He's got to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. They did a nice job to get the pressure on, and then Jared Lee was back there in the secondary to help break it up.
See, that's the reason. That's the problem with using play action inside the 10-yard line, because they're blitzing, and you turn around and they're right in your face. I'd much rather just drop back and the guys run in there and stick it with them, rather than turn my back to the line of scrimmage.
You know that Bobby Bowden wants to get this young fella a field goal because he missed one earlier. He missed an extra point earlier. And he'll line up from 27 yards from the right hash mark, trying to get his first field goal. And he missed that one, too. That's going to drive that coach crazy this week. Score remains 22-3.
Hey, Shannon, I'll give you 2 shots in this hole. You already had an advantage. You're right. I had one earlier. So are you going to tell me what your advantage is? Sure, it's the right balance of protein and carbs. What is? My advantage. I'm the one who needs an advantage. I know. Very funny. So how can I get an advantage? Have you tried buying it?
Convenient, great-tasting Advantage from EAS. Smart nutrition for active people.
Bobby Hull's 58-goal season still stands as a team record. Yet that entire hockey season, he never bragged. Not once. It could be because Bobby Hull was a very shy man. Or it could be because he was playing with a broken jaw and his mouth was wired shut.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Original Coors. Open up and say,
Meet the all-new Aztec. Meet Sam and Kate. They're about to
catch a thief.
You get the cooler, I'll get your 500 pairs of shoes. Thanks a lot. No problem. Okay.
Next day,
Take the stage. Can't you unload all this by yourself?
Give me an eye. She shoots.
he misses. Meet Aztec, quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. By Pontiac.
Well, there's one of the loneliest guys in the stadium right now. Matt Munyon just missed a 27-yard field goal. And Bobby Bowden looks at that scoreboard, and it has not changed. Still 22-3. His team still has not scored in the second half. And BYU has only a field goal to show for their efforts tonight. Here's Peterson going deep for Hooks. Triple coverage. Ball batted in the air. Incomplete. 3 guys out there with Hooks.
He had it if he could have just gotten it out there.
Here's the night for Matt Munyon, the redshirt freshman from Panama City, Florida. He missed the extra point after the opening touchdown. This one, field goal from 34 wide left. Moments ago, field goal from 27 wide left. And you just got a feel for the kid. You know it's his first shot.
He wears 86 because at one time he was a wide receiver and a kicker.
Tonight he's just playing wide.
Yeah.
Here's a toss. BYU on the ground with Marcus Whalen.
And Brad, you know Munyon's under a lot of pressure. Sebastian Janikowski, when he was here, accounted for 116 points when he was here for Florida State. And Bobby Bowden wanted Munyon to get in this ball game and just kind of relax. He didn't want to put him in a position where he would have to kick a field goal to win the ball game or stay in the ball game. Just kick extra points and not put any pressure on him. Give him some opportunities to feel what it's like to be into the ball game. But, you know, Bobby realizes that he doesn't have the luxury. He says every time we start a ball game now, we're about 20 yards behind because Janikowski used to put it out of the end zone each time. Now we can't count on that. Plus the fact we have to lose 15 yards. He says, you know, we might have kicked a field goal from the 40 or the 45-yard line. Now this year, regardless of who becomes a kicker, we got to come up about 15 yards before we can even think about letting our field goal kicker attempt one.
You're 100% right. It changes the effect of what the offense can do and what the defense may be forced to do. And there's Brett Cimarelli, the highly heralded freshman that they had hoped would grab the kicking chores in preseason. He's been inconsistent, and then as Bobby told us, quite frankly, kicked too much and pulled a groin muscle, and he's going to be out a few more days, maybe even weeks, so their kicking problems may continue. That pass almost intercepted by Abdul Howard out of the secondary. Intended for the tight end. Ofa Hengawi's been a busy tight end tonight. Couldn't hold that one.
They're trying to get the ball to the tight end, and the safeties are reading the eyes of the quarterbacks. Both Ingeman and Peterson now have been guilty of looking their receivers and just following them across the field.
Ofa Hengawi went out momentarily, now trots back out there, and Hooks leaves the huddle and goes to the sideline. They haven't really gotten it to him like they wanted to tonight either. So 2 tight ends set here, and they'll keep it on the ground. Stearns met by a swarm of garnet and gold. Forward progress stopped and the whistles blow. Howard again came up from the secondary to help on the hit.
Stopped by Abdul Howard.
Well, we talked about the Dell Game solutions coming in for both sides. Bob explained those, and one of the things was how the quarterbacks would do, and obviously Chris Wenke's gotten much the better of that.
Well, both sides defensively wanted to pressure the quarterbacks, and Florida State has done a much better job of getting after the 2 quarterbacks for BYU.
3rd down and 11. Peterson from the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. They almost got to have this one.
Look out.
Leveled by Alonzo Jackson.
Yep. You have to know how much time you have. He did a nice job by stepping up in the pocket, but then you got to do something with it. You either got to throw it or run, or you're going to get a headache.
Yep. Sure don't question the guts of these 2 quarterbacks, but their timing is off.
And they'll be all right. They'll learn a lot from this tape here tonight. Now, you can't come back like that. Whoa. They'll learn a lot.
What a tough lesson.
Oh, boy.
Florida State, 5 sacks, 4 takeaways tonight. Here's the punt. Bolden trying to shag it down on the far side, can't get there. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be at about the 37-yard line with 5 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the football game. Florida State 22-3.
This man right here is my great-grandfather. He's the first cat herder in our family.
Herding cats. Don't let anybody tell you it's easy.
Anybody can herd cattle. Holding together 10,000 half-wild short hairs, well, that's another thing altogether.
Being a cat herder is probably about the toughest thing I think I've ever done.
I got this one this morning, right here. And if you look at his face, it's just ripped to shreds, you know?
You see the movies, you hear the stories. I'm living a dream. Not everyone can do what we do.
I wouldn't do nothing else.
It ain't an easy job, but when you bring a herd into town and you ain't lost a one of them, ain't a feeling like it in the world.
EDS, managing the complexities of e-business.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires?
Enjoy.
Any road you choose. And now we've been ranked best original equipment tire for light truck vehicles and customer satisfaction by J.D. Power & Associates. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
Back at the Advantage Pigskin Classic in the fourth quarter. 22-3 Florida State. A little over 5.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. And Florida State's taken over at its own 38. See if Winky can get this offense geared up again here near the end of the ball game. He's firing complete. Robert Morgan. Morgan to the 45, maybe the 46. Will give him 8. And again, Winky's mixed it up well with his receivers tonight.
Robert Morgan.
He's thrown a few to his tight ends and his backs, but not many. Menace has 8 receptions, as does Walker. They are both wide receivers. Bell and Bolden, both wide receivers, both have 4 apiece.
Second down and short. Couple to go for the first down. So we hit the 5-minute mark. Here's a toss. Travis Minor across midfield, and Travis goes to about the 48-yard line. Anna brings him down, a pickup of 7 for Travis Minor, the senior out of Baton Rouge. Travis, a Doak Walker candidate, one of 35 this year around college football, as all the various awards have picked their possible candidates, and we keep paring them down until early December. I think there's 70 on the Butkus watch list this year.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
Yep. At the 47, first down. Winky waits too long. Now he goes from behind. Brett Kiesel's got another one. That's the 5th sack for Brigham Young tonight. So their front wall's done a pretty good job of getting pressure on Chris Winky. Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. Nice nights, cooled off a little bit now in the Advantage Pigskin Classic. Florida State has not scored this half. It's still 22-3. Winky, a couple of touchdown passes in the first half. Atruz Bell scored on a reverse, and they got a safety after Brett Engelman, their quarterback, was hit by Jamal Reynolds, and the ball squirted all the way to the end zone. That's their scoring for the night. 2nd and 16. Nice play fake by Winky. Wants it all. Going long. Bell's out there. Penalty markers down. And we're going to have pass interference again. Darius Wilson this time staying with the junior from right here in Jacksonville.
As a look at the pass protection, little play action.
Defense.
Bell just kind of shields off. He just, yeah, he was interfered with, but he was just kind of blocking him off. He saw the ball coming. He blocked Wilson off and just couldn't make the play. Wilson had him draped over his shoulder.
21st penalty of the ball game. The 10th against BYU, 11 against Florida State. Something you would expect, I guess, in the early portion of the college football season, much like we see in preseason games in the NFL.
You say 20 penalties?
21. There it is.
Florida State's thrown the ball 48 times. BYU's thrown it 46.
Winky's going to do it again. Incomplete. That one intended for Nick Maddox, converted running back who's now a wide receiver. You know, earlier we asked you about the rankings. Who should be the preseason #1? As we told you, Florida State is #2. Nebraska in both polls was the #1. But we had a chance to ask you to vote online tonight, and the fans' vote says Florida State 54%, Nebraska 46%. Obviously, a lot of those jumped online from Tallahassee, maybe, but you know, you actually have to wonder, as ridiculous as this sounded in week 1, if Florida State only puts 22 points on the board, do some people think they're not even worthy of where they're supposed to be? There are going to be some people that think that now.
Well, what do you think, Brad? Should the defending champion from last year automatically be ranked #1 the next football season?
I know you think not.
I don't think so.
Well, when you lose so many people, it's a whole new team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a whole new year and a whole new team.
I think if you could bring everybody back body for body, absolutely. But then that's...
Yeah. But you don't have Sebastian Janikowski, and you don't have Peter Warwick,
you
and you
don't have Jerry Johnson,
Duggan,
Corey Simon,
and a bunch of them. And you got a bunch of new guys. And Nebraska's got a lot of guys back on offense and a great quarterback. So
Nebraska has more starters back on both sides of the ball than Florida State does. And we asked Bobby Bowden about the fact that he's not #1 and that Nebraska is.
They would deserve any ranking you could give them. You got to put them up every year. And they're probably, what, 8 teams right now. One of us will win the national championship. One of us will get lucky. One of us won't have critical injuries. One of us will get a couple of bouncers and win it.
There was even a rumor that floated around Lincoln that there were T-shirts that Nebraska was wearing saying Florida State anytime, any place, and that has proven apparently to be a falsehood. And there's also T-shirts at Florida State that I think is fact that says repeat on one side and no excuses on the other side. So both those teams are thinking they'd love to end up in the Orange Bowl, Swanee.
Yeah.
There it is. Swanee's got one already.
Absolutely.
You know that one's going back to Pittsburgh, too. I mean,
absolutely. It'll be good to work out in.
There it is.
You know, Bobby, he may talk funny sometimes, but he don't think funny.
Nope. 2nd down and 9. On the corner. A pretty good run by Travis Minor. Knocked out of bounds by Tyson Smith again.
Travis Minor.
Pickup of 8.
Knocked out of bounds.
And it's going to be 3rd down and about a long 2, maybe 3.
Well, you know, you come out in the first game of the year. It's not like the NFL where you have preseason games. You can go out and find out who's doing what and how you're playing. I mean, they come out and they drop the bell, the arm, and the bell rings, and you play for real. It hasn't been the best showing for Florida State, but they came out, they're going to win the football game. And
they almost scored right there with their fullback, McCray.
And I think one of the things you want to do, like the NFL, is we don't get anybody hurt, especially Lavelle going into his conference. He'd like to get through this tough non-conference schedule with Syracuse and Virginia and Mississippi State and not have any serious injuries where he could go into the conference and maybe have a chance to win that conference.
You saw that young ABC fan there with their signage. 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line. You know, for Florida State, once they get through this, they'll be 1-0, and they get a week off, and then they travel to Atlanta to meet Georgia Tech in a game you'll see on ABC.
And everybody thinks since Joe Hamilton has left Georgia Tech that team is, you know, is done. Don't be surprised.
Here's Travis Minor, got the corner, touchdown. Travis Minor, 5-yard touchdown run.
Nice block by McCray in front of him, too. He's running right alongside of him, and he says, where were you last year? He was out with a knee injury, but watch the fullback, number 36, to the left of your screen right there.
Oh, that's nice. Just getting past the pylon is Travis Minor. Extra point. Bunyan's got it up and good. As we go down to Swanee.
Well, Brad, I am down here with Patty Edwards, and she was cheering when Chris Winkie got sacked, and she wasn't quite as happy when they marched down for the score. Patty, take us through the process. LaVelle announced his retirement. Did you guys have a discussion, or did he do a coach's thing and just say, honey, I'm done?
No, we had a discussion. A lot went into it, and a lot of thought went into it. And I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
What's the most exciting thing about him retiring for you?
I'll get to have him by myself once in a while. And then we can do some things that we want to do. You know, he's accomplished about all there is to accomplish in football. And now we can climb another mountain and do some fun things.
What do you think this last year is going to be like for him?
Exciting.
A little difficult, maybe?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He has confidence in the kids. It's going to be a fun year.
Well, we look forward to watching him. We have such respect for him. He's been such a great person for college football. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Short kick taken at the 15 by Peterson. Fumble. Who's on top of it? At the 30-yard line. BYU says they kept possession. And they did. ABC Sports presentation of the Advantage Pigskin Classic, brought to you by Advantage Nutritional Products. Smart nutrition for active people. The all-new 2001 Aztec from Pontiac, quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet. Original Coors. When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors. And EDS, managing the complexities of e-business. Fireworks over Alltel Stadium and over the St. John River tonight during the course of the game. The fireworks, for the most part, have belonged to Florida State. 29-3 here with just over a minute remaining in the ball game. And up the middle, whew, still some tagging going on. There's some backup players in there that want to get more and more time, don't they?
Yeah.
48 seconds and the clock winding down. Our Chevrolet players of the game for tonight, here they are. Justin Enna, who was in on 13 tackles, and Chris Wenke, 50 passes, 318 yards, and 2 touchdowns. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Our congratulations to Justin and Chris. Peterson on a handoff, and only out to about the 37-yard line. It's just about going to do it. And we wish LaVelle Edwards the best. It's probably the last time we'll see him this year, but we will see him down the line. He is a class act, and he has touched so many young football players' lives. And his opening game of his 29th and final season did not go the way he had hoped. Bobby Bowden wins it over his old buddy. 29-3 is the final score. ABC Sports is online at bcsfootball.com. For Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.
Alabama meets UCLA, or BYU faces Virginia next Saturday on ABC.
Hey, we should bottle this stuff. Could charge more than gas. We'd be rich. Yeah. We'll call it Larry's Water. Water's free, man.
Ever missed a great opportunity? Here's a chance to redeem yourself. Until September 5th, buy or lease a Lexus Sport utility for unbelievable values. The Lexus SUV Golden Opportunity. Don't let this one pass you by.
That was a great idea, Larry.
While there, see the new IS at your Lexus dealer.
Is Tim coming over?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
Is Matt?
No.
Whatever.
Now at AM PM, ice cold 18 packs of Bud, Miller, or Coors are just $8.99.
They're all gonna come over eventually.
What's sexy now and what's not? We'll show you Monday morning.
Got milk?
Why is this woman dancing? With her cat. Crystals. New Fresh Step crystals. A totally new kind of cat litter with odor lock. The crystal stuff odor 5 times better than regular litter. Yes, with Fresh Step, their litter box stays fresh longer. And that is why they dance. New crystals from Fresh Step. Always a step ahead.
Staying healthy in the senior years requires a little extra effort and knowing where to turn for information. ABC7's partner in good health, Memorial Care Medical Centers, offers senior health information programs at Anaheim Memorial, Saddleback Memorial, Orange Coast Memorial, and Long Beach Memorial Medical Centers. Enjoy lectures, events, recreation, and more. It's one more way to stay as young as you feel. Protect your health with ABC7 and Memorial Care. Visit us on the web or call 1-800-MEMORIAL to join.
Kids don't come with instructions on keeping them drug-free. But if they did, this is what they'd say. Call to find out what else you can do.
ABC7 and the Latin Jazz Institute invite you to the 4th annual Con Ritmo y Sabor Latin Jazz Festival this Labor Day weekend. For ticket information, call this number.
Some travel accommodation. Your own price and save on airline tickets, hotel rooms, home mortgages, and more. Visit us on the internet at Priceline.com.
All right.
We now join Jeopardy, already in progress.
First of all, Earls. 20th century women. The law. Ballet. Quotations. And the folks here will love it. Georgia. Facts. Darlene, you go first.
Ballet for 200, please.
Answer. This Spanish surrealist designed amazing sets and costumes for the 1941 ballet Labyrinth. Darlene.
Who is Nero?
No. Terry. Who is Dali? Salvador Dali is right, yes.
Let's try Georgia Facts for 200.
In 1793, he invented the cotton gin in Georgia. Darlene.
Who is Eli Whitney?
Right.
Ballet for 400.
A Picnic with Rasputin is the opening scene of the ballet named for this Grand Duchess. Darlene.
Who is Anastasia?
Right.
Ballet for 600.
In 1992, dancer Kevin McKenzie became artistic director of this company, once led by Mikhail Baryshnikov. Darlene.
What is the ABT?
ABT, the American Ballet Theater, right.
Ballet for 800.
A cowgirl wins the heart of a champion roper in this Agnes DeMille ballet. It is called Rodeo. Darlene, back to you.
Ballet for 1,000.
This pomp and circumstance composer is a character in the ballet named for his Enigma variations. Darlene?
Who is Elgar?
Edward Elgar, yes.
Earl for 200.
The Earls of Arundel and Warren got their names on this 1215 document, along with King John. Carolyn.
What is the Magna Carta?
Right.
The law for 200.
In colonial America, this crime of being married to 2 persons at the same time was punishable by death. Carolyn.
What is polygamy?
Polygamy or bigamy, yes.
The law for 400.
This type of court is used to determine the validity of a deceased person's will. Terry.
What is probate?
Right.
The law for 600.
From the Greek for not remembered, it's a pardon granted by the government to political offenders. Terry.
What is amnesty?
Amnesty, right.
The law for 800.
Answer there. One of the daily doubles. The lead is yours. The margin is 600.
I'll go for 600.
All right. Here is the clue then in the law. He was the first of our presidents to practice law.
Who was John Adams?
That is right. And your lead goes up. You have $4,100 as a total, a $1,200 lead.
The law for 1,000.
In 1979, this Watergate judge wrote a book about his experiences titled to set the record straight. Terry.
Who was Sirica?
John Sirica's right.
Georgia facts for 400.
This presidential brother is buried in Plains. Darlene.
Who is Billy Carter?
Correct.
Georgia facts for 600.
In 1733, he founded the Georgia colony and served as its governor for the next 10 years. Terry?
Who was Oglethorpe?
James Oglethorpe, right.
Georgia facts for 800.
Add 3 words to New York State's nickname, and you get this nickname for Georgia. Terry?
What is the Empire State of the South?
Right.
Georgia facts for 1,000.
The Museum of Aviation in Warner Robins has an exhibit on this famous group of black American pilots. Terry?
Who are the Tuskegee Airmen?
Right.
Quotations for 200.
People are proud of what you accomplished. On the death of his wife, Linda, in 1998, this musician said, "I have lost my girlfriend, and that is very sad." Carolyn?
Who is Paul McCartney?
Correct.
Quotations for 4.
David Ben-Gurion once remarked, "Without this city, we are a body without a soul." Terry?
What is Jerusalem?
Yes.
Quotations for 600.
The witticism of verbal agreement isn't worth the paper it's written on is attributed to this film pioneer. Darlene?
Who is DeMille?
No. Carolyn?
Who is W.C. Fields?
No. Samuel Goldwyn is the man who said that. Terry, we come back to you.
Quotations for 800.
Of that famous incident in 1955, she said, "All I was doing was trying to get home from work." Terry?
Who was Rosa Parks?
That's it.
Quotations for 1,000.
Last name of the officer to whom Admiral Dewey gave the command, "You may fire when you are ready." Terry?
What is Gridley?
Gridley, yes.
Earls for 400.
We don't know if the Earl Granville gave advice on outhouses as Lord President of this council from 1751 to 1763. Carolyn?
What is the Council of Bath?
No. Terry?
What is the Privy Council?
That's it. Yes.
Earls for 600.
This 1623 edition of Shakespeare is dedicated to the Earls of Pembroke and Montgomery. And it is the first folio. Terry, we come back to you.
Earls for 800.
The surrenderer seen here was both Earl and Marquis of this. Correct response, what is Cornwallis? Terry, back to you.
Earls for 1,000.
In 1896, commanding Egypt's army, Earl Kitchener invaded this country to the south. Carolyn.
What is the Sudan?
That's right.
20th Century Women for 200.
Her nicknames include Queen of the West and Queen of the Cowgirls. Terry?
Who was Annie Oakley?
No. Darlene or Carolyn? More recent, who was Dale Evans? Carolyn, back to you.
20th Century Women for 4.
The 90-word title of her 1999 album is a poem that she wrote in response to an unflattering magazine article about her. Carolyn.
Who is Fiona Apple?
Yes.
20th Century Women for 600.
Her books include I Lost It at the Movies and 5,001 Nights at the Movies. Darlene?
Who is Pauline Kael?
Yes.
20th Century Women for 1,000.
The answer is a daily double.
For 1,500.
1,500, that'll put you in second place. Here is the clue in 20th Century Women. She published her first book, Contemporary Women Artists, to raise money for the Carmelite Order.
I do not know.
I'll take a guess.
I do not know.
Correct response, who is Sister Wendy. Sister Wendy. All right, that drops you down. And now the last clue. Fruity first name of acclaimed Japanese author Yoshimoto, whose books include N.P., Amrita, and Kitchen. Carolyn.
Who is Banana?
Banana, that's right. That takes you to 4,300. You're in the middle in second place. Darlene in third with just 1,200 as a result of that miscue on the Daily Double, and Terry in the lead with 9,900. Here's the final Jeopardy category. World landmarks. Back to the clue in a moment.
Who says you can't share secrets with your grandson for years and years?
Who says you can't watch the waves break for many summers to come?
Pravachol says you can fight back against heart attack. If you have high cholesterol or heart disease, and diet and exercise still aren't enough, adding Pravachol can make a difference. Other drugs lower cholesterol, but Pravachol is the only drug of its kind that's also proven to help prevent both first and second heart attacks, so you can live a longer, healthier life. Talk to your doctor about Pravachol today. Provocol, a prescription drug, isn't for everyone, including people with liver problems or women who are pregnant, nursing, or may become pregnant. And because serious side effects can result, tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Provocol. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about any medicines you are taking.
Who says you can't spend a lifetime with your first love?
Provocol. It's your life. Fight for it.
I could hardly wait to spend my vacation with Aunt Laura. She knew just everything. What you need to build a playhouse, how to make things grow, and that nature always makes a fresh new start. And she always stuck some milkfuls in my pockets. These candies with a delicious milky filling. How I enjoyed that flavor. And nowadays, when I send my little Anna there, I know she will have a wonderful time too. Because it's the simple things that make life so rich.
Milkfuls. Simply enjoy.
They offer entertaining sightseeing tours in gateway cities across the USA. Who is Coach USA, the official transportation carrier for Jeopardy?
Look, it's the biggest traffic of the year, and wouldn't you know, it's at your Mercury dealers. It's Mercury Challenge 2000, where the challenge is 4,000 new Mercuries out the door. They'll hit that goal with 0.9% APR financing and $1,000 cash back. And for a limited time only, no first month payment on every new Mercury in stock. 0.9% APR financing and $1,000 cash back on every new Mercury in stock. It's for a limited time only, so take off to your Mercury dealer now.
And now a lesson in Pizzanomics. 2 is greater than 1. That's why we're introducing Pizza Hut's Pick Up a Pair of Pizzas deal. Now you can carry out 2 medium 1-topping pizzas for just $10.99. All day, every day, $10.99. That's 2 pizzas for a little more than $5 each. No coupons, no hassles. Pick up any combination of medium pizzas for just $10.99 when you carry out. Not only is 2 greater than 1, but it's twice as delicious. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
Now you can double up to 2 toppings on the carry-out deal for just $1 more.
This has been the coolest summer ever. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood. First we saw the new Rugrats Magic Show, where Angelica did the most awesome tricks. Then we went to the new Mummy's Tomb and totally freaked out. Then we laughed at the new Nutty Professor sound effects show. Then we battled futuristic robots in Terminator 2 3D and went to the all-new City Walk. It rocks. I can't believe we did all that in just one day.
Now extended through September 4th, all Southern California adults get in at the kids' price. Universal Studios Hollywood, the world's largest movie studio and theme park.
You are looking and talking with the Rib Doctor. The KC Masterpiece goes on very nicely, but there's not a lot of barbecue sauces. I will allow it on my table. This looks really good.
KC Masterpiece, when you're serious about great barbecue.
Best cook I know.
Don't let money keep you from living your best life. Monday's Oprah.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Meineke. George knows at Meineke you always get high-quality, dependable service at that great Meineke price. You won't pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
Final Jeopardy category is World Landmarks, and here comes the clue. In the 1920s, this nation's churches pooled their money and erected a 120-foot religious monument on a 2,300-foot peak. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. Darlene in third with 1,200. Let's see what you put down. Which nation did you select? What is Brazil? Brazil is right. The statue was Christ the Redeemer. And you risked 1,200, taking you up to 2,400. Let's go to Carolyn Craycraft now. She had 4,300, and her response was Brazil also. Her wager was 1,200, and that takes her up to 5,500. As we come to Terry Curran, he had 9,900. Was he right? Yes, his wager, not that it really matters. $100, he winds up with 10,000, and he becomes a semifinalist. Terry, congratulations to you. Come on over here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the 4 other semifinalists who get to come back next week to play for $100,000.
Mike Blumenfeld, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Chaco George, Slidell, Louisiana. Eddie Tamanis, Arlington, Virginia.
Michael Rooney from Pasadena, California.
Those are the players who won their games. Remember, there are 4 wild card spots for the high scorers among non-winners. And here they are.
Steve Freed, Phoenix, Arizona.
Jeremy Bates, Los Angeles, California.
Spalding Carroll, Marietta, Georgia.
Wait a minute. There were only 3. That means that Carolyn Craycraft, you are the 4th one. And congratulations to all of you. We're looking for a great semifinal and a final match next week. Join us then from the Atlanta Civic Center. So long, everybody.
Promotional consideration provided by
Alberto VO5 hairdressing. Control frizz and flyaways and transforms dull, dry hair into shiny hair in seconds. Alberto VO5.
Hey.
You quit smoking.
He didn't quit. He uses Targon mouthwash. Look how Targon removes tobacco tar. If you smoke, use Targon.
Try Extra Strength Bear PM, the only nighttime pain reliever that contains aspirin and gently helps you sleep. Bear, powerful pain relief, and so much more.
Still trying to get pizza from your toaster? Try new and improved toaster breaks, now with a crispier crust, zestier sauce, and cheesier cheese. New and improved toaster breaks.
It's Jennifer Leather's lowest price 4-piece living room package. A sofa and love seat for just $9.99, plus a free chair and ottoman, only from Jennifer Leather.
Unsightly tartar and plaque? You need Dental Pick. Dental Pick is designed to remove stains between visits to the dentist. Try Dental Pick.
Why just watch television when you can play from home? Game Show Network. Buzz your cable company to get in the game.
With a 222 horsepower engine, called maybe the best V6 engine ever, this is how a lot of people see the 2000 Nissan Maxima. Luckily, it stopped long enough to show its more luxurious side. Like elegant styling, a leather pointed interior, and more front head and leg room than even I need, which makes the Maxima not only a performance car with luxury, but a luxury car with performance.
For years, the cable company has chinched on their sports programs.
You did fill it, right?
Oh, yeah.
This has led people to find their sports elsewhere.
Oh, get him. Yes.
Call now to get a dish and $49 installation.
How to survive a blowout. Monday.
Tonight, Val Kilmer, Sam Shepard, Graham Greene, and Sheila Tousey star in Thunderheart on the ABC 7 Movie Special.
Temperatures will remain the same today in the mid-90s for the D.C. area, with high humidity readings of 95.
Continuing with Talk Radio, this is Roger on the air. Who's this nimble brain talking to us?
And next Tuesday night is Fan Appreciation Night. 870 on your AM dial, and now stay tuned for more Go.
To the Springfield interchange. The reason?
El desfile fue estupendo, Berta. Ya lo creo, pero qué gestión. Yo lo vi muy bien desde el barco.
The sky was bright orange and can be seen from as far away as 10 miles.
Boy, your name popped up this morning, Raymond. Impressive background. 2 years street work, 3 years underground. You've done some fine deep cover work.
Thank you, sir.
How's the colonel?
My father's fine, sir. He sends his regards.
I was just looking over your family tree here. It's quite a mixture. Lithuanian, Scotch-Irish, French, and American Indian. Sioux Indian, is it?
Don't know.
Sioux. Your real father was half.
I didn't know my father, sir. He died when I was a baby.
He died when you were 7. I'm pulling you out of your province. Sensitive Operations Unit. You'll work under Coutel, ASAC Denver.
Frank Coutel?
You know Cooch?
He's a legend.
And there's an old dog who doesn't like new tricks. 4 new agents on his block.
Thank you for the assignment, sir. Where is his block?
The Badlands, South Dakota. There's been a homicide on Indian land. There's a militant group operating on the reservation. Call themselves ARM, Aboriginal Rights Movement. Extremely violent. They say they've gone there to defend the traditional natives against the pro-government natives. It's turned into a civil conflict, Indian against Indian. Whole place is a tinderbox. Now, this is a murder investigation. It's also about helping people. Helping people caught in the illusions of the past come to terms with the realities of the present.
My assignment, sir. What's my cover?
You're going in there as who you are. An American Indian federal officer. Hey, as long as our PR officer is disseminating information that we're sending the Indians one of their own, I don't think anybody's going to be asking you to weave any baskets or make it rain. Sensitive Operations Unit. I want it closed in 3 days.
Levoy? Levoy, how do you say it? Levoy. Levoy. Mr. Coutel. Gooch. Actually, we met before in '76 at Quantico. I heard your speech on the Hobbs Act, labor relations. It was very interesting.
76. Look, we got 87 miles to the res. We better hit it.
How many field agents do we have out there?
It's just you and me, pal, and the lone prairie.
Who found the DB?
You need to know.
The Aboriginal rights movement seems to be pretty active.
Look, the boy,